Afternoon, courtroom 2. We're ready whenever you all are.
Good afternoon. They'll be coming out in a second.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. Who do we have?
This is position 24, Mr. Perryman.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Perryman. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 22 CR 001217G with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
He has 2 cycles. Last arrest was from April of 2019 for a probation violation. And he appears to have an open case out of DeKalb County for criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree. And that arrest date was from 2018.
Thank you. Mr. Segura?
I'd like to make it known that this is also a dual defendant case with position 1.
Okay.
Okay, so in this particular case, the incident occurred on March the 6th, 2022 at 2980 Jonesboro, Atlanta at apartment 363. In this particular location, officers arrived at the scene because there was an argument between the defendant and the victim, Brianna Abner, spelled B-R-I-A-N-A, A-B-N-E-R. The defendant says that Abner struck him first, which resulted in the defendant, in turn, striking Abner in the head. Because the state is recommending a $3,000 surety bond, 1-day anger awareness, no further contact with Brianna Abner, and a stay away from the incident location at apartment 363, 2980 Jonesboro, Atlanta. Our recommendations are based on the facts of this case, as well as that 2 individuals used to live together at the same location. Thank you.
All right. Ms. Kim, is this your case?
Your Honor, this is actually Ms. Ganda's case. I am kind of waiting for her.
This is whose case?
Ms. Wanda Gant.
Oh, Ms. Gant, she's not on the line yet. I saw it a little while ago.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This actually is a conflict case. I represent the cross-defendant, Brianna Abner.
Okay. Do we have any conflict defenders on today? Has it been assigned?
Yes, we do have a Attorney William Kelbaugh.
Mr. Kelbaugh's on? Mr. Kelbaugh on?
No, he's not at this time, Your Honor.
All right. Mr. Perryman, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. You have a right to have an attorney present at these proceedings. We can offer you a conflict attorney today, but we do not have a conflict attorney on. the line as of yet. So you have two choices this afternoon. You can proceed pro se without the advice of an attorney, or you can wait until tomorrow till we can have a conflict attorney on.
Pro se.
Say it again.
Pro se.
Pro se. All right. So from what I heard, it's going to. Who lives at that Jonesboro, Atlanta? You and Miss Abner live there?
Yeah, that was apartment 275, 363. My grandma stayed at.
That's your grandmother's place?
And my grandmother place at 363.
Okay, so can you, tell me the incident location, Mr. Segura. What apartment?
Apartment 275.
275 and whose apartment is that?
Brianna.
That's okay. So do you have someplace else to go?
Yeah.
All right, so it's going to be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial per the judge. 1 day anger awareness. At this point in time, no further contact with Brianna Abner. Stay away from the 275 apartment to 2980 Jonesboro, apartment 275. You can go back to that apartment on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that you have there.
Okay.
No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Okay.
All right. So, Mr. Pierman, I'm going to let you out, but you're going to have to make sure to show up for your next court date. Otherwise, they're going to put a bench warrant out for you. Okay. All right. You have any questions for me?
No, sir.
All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Pierman.
All right.
Who do we have next?
Position 30, Mr. Wright.
Who represents Mr. Wright?
That's also a conflict attorney, Your Honor. Mr. William.
Ms. Champion, are you able to call or text Mr. Calabot to find out if he's going to be on this calendar today?
Yes, sir. I'm doing it now.
Okay, thank you. Can we go to somebody and have Mr. Wright come up later so that we can see if Mr. Calabot is going to get on the line, please?
Yes,
And
that's
also,
fine.
Your Honor, Mr. Wright is actually a co-defendant case with Miller as well.
Which position is Miller?
One moment, Your Honor.
Position 21 is Miller.
Okay, thank you. And who do I have before me? Courtroom 2?
Yes, Judge.
Yeah, who can you tell me who this is again?
This is position 22, Mr. Milling.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so this is whose client is Mr. Miller? Milling. 21 is Joshua Miller. Is this position 21?
22.
22 is Bernard
Milling.
Milling.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and who represents Mr. Milling?
We do.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Campbell. Good afternoon, Mr. Milling. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, and good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon, Mr. Milling. You've been charged in case 22 CR 001232E with criminal trespass. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
As 11 cycles. Last arrest was November. Sorry, my camera's off. November of 2018 for a probation violation. He has a 2019 conviction for driving without a valid license, 2007 disorderly conduct conviction, 2006 false report of a crime, and hit and run conviction, and nothing further.
Is he recommended?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Webb, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This incident took place on March the 4th at 3214 Spanish Trail, East Point, Georgia, 30344. The facts are alleged that the East Point Police Department responded to a dispute call and were met with Miss Shabria Brown. That's Shabria, SHEBREYA Brown, common spelling, who informed the officer that her roommate and boyfriend, the defendant, had threw a rock at her of the home's bathroom window, Your Honor, shattering that glass. For those reasons, the state is recommending a $2,500 surety bond, no further contact with Ms. Shabria Brown, a stay away from the incident location, no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and 1 day anger awareness. Your Honor, we're making this recommendation on the basis that we do believe the defendant has a risk of reoffending, as he does have a previous battery family violence arrest from Atlanta from 2013 and a simple battery arrest out of Fulton from 2007. In addition to, Your Honor, he has a disorderly conduct conviction out of Fulton County from 2007. This charge was originally charged as disorderly conduct, but our office amended it based on the facts of the case, Your Honor. In addition to, we are concerned with witness intimidation. We did attempt to make contact with Ms. Brown, and she is actually on the Zoom call today, Your Honor. And we are concerned that she may not want to participate in prosecution, which is often common with victims of domestic violence, Your Honor. Nothing further.
All right, so this is a criminal trespass though. Who's at 3214, who lives at that address? Whose address?
Both parties, according to the documents we have, Your Honor, both parties do reside at that address. They live together.
And what did he damage?
The bathroom window.
No, ma'am.
Miss Brown, I take it that's you. Please, don't interrupt. I'll get to you in turn, okay? I'll give you the opportunity, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Anything further, Ms. Webb?
Nothing further at the moment, Your Honor.
Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Milling is 37 years old. He's been here in Georgia all his life, 37 years. He has twin babies, 3 years old, and he has a job. He has been working for 4 years, making boxes and printing jobs for different big companies like U-Hauls. And he would like to keep his job so he can take care of his twin babies, and he needs to get out of the jail as soon as he can. Those battery cases are from 2013, almost 10 or 12 years ago. So those are very remote, and we would like to actually recommend for a signature bond. Even the pretrial services recommended those as well, even though there is some cycles in the past. So he does not mind stay away from incident location 3214 Spanish Trail. He does not mind for no further contact either. However, he really needs to get out of the jail so he can keep his job. Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, Ms. Brown, now's your opportunity to speak to the court if you wish to. If you do, you'll need to unmute yourself, activate your camera, and I'll have to swear you in. All right, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what would you like to, you can put your hand down, Ms. Brown. What would you like to tell me?
Bernard Anthony Mellon does not stay in my home. I do not have a bathroom window. It was my bedroom window, and my child was standing in front of it. I've called the police. I have 3 police reports. That was not the only incident. He also called the police on himself for throwing the brick into my window. I did not assent to whatever the lady just said about him. No, I did not talk to anybody and saying that it was okay for me not to have him around me. I didn't talk to anyone. This is my first time. I just got a text message in my phone about this court date, and this is exactly what I did. I have TPOs out on him. He is banned from my property. It's a 2-year-old in here. This is.
Okay, so you're telling me that you don't want him back at the Spanish Trail and you don't want to have anything to do with him, basically?
No, and he does not live here.
He does not live here.
He does not stay here.
Okay, anything further, Ms. Brown?
No, that's it.
All right, so it's going to be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial, 1-day anger awareness class, no further contact with Ms. Brown, stay away from the 3214 Spanish Trail address, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Ms. Kim, your client has his hand up.
I strongly recommend you not to talk because it can hurt your case. So if you have any questions, please call me. Thank you.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Milling, and also Ms. Brown.
Thank you so very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You said it was through pretrial, Judge Morrow?
Yes.
Next, we have position 6, Colbert. Where's Colbert. Colbert. Is that in here? All right, let's move on to the next. Mr. Jones, position 18.
And after Mr. Jones, can we go back to Mr. Kelbar's case since he's joined us? That'll be position 30, I believe. Mr. Wright,
Okay.
thank you. Mr. Colbert, good afternoon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
This is Marcellus Jones.
Yes, answer the question.
Oh.
Yes or no?
No, he said Mr. Jones?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Jones, which I thought this was Mr. Colbert.
No,
This is position 18, Marcellus Jones?
yes,
Okay. Again, Mr. Jones, you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 22 CR 001231Y with simple battery. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
He has 12 cycles. Last arrest was June 28th, 2021 for simple assault and willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. That is an open case out of Fulton County, 21 CR 003089G. Also has another open case for giving false information to a law enforcement officer, 22 CR 000551G. He also has an open case out of DeKalb County for aggravated assault. He has a 2020 battery family violence conviction out of DeKalb County, a 2018 simple battery conviction out of DeKalb County, a 2018 battery conviction out of DeKalb County, and nothing further to add.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Mitchell, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Your Honor, in this case, the defendant battered his girlfriend, who's also the mother of his child and other person living in the same household, Miss Sheila, spelled Chela Simpson, by pushing her and pulling on her shirt. During a verbal dispute, the defendant put his arm on Miss Simpson's neck and pushed her by her shirt. Simpson grabbed a taser from her car and to use it if defendant didn't stop touching her. And there was also Miss Serintha, spelled Serntha Gray, who saw the altercation. The state's bond recommendation in this case is going to be a $6,000 surety bond, no further contact with Miss Sheila Simpson, third-party contact with their child, stay away from address 1038 Oak Avenue, Atlanta, Georgia, a one-day anger course, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Your Honor, the state's concern here is defendant's risk of reoffending. He does have a violent history. He has 2 open cases. Once, Your Honor, can you hear me? My connection is a little.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. He has open cases. One, simple assault in 2021, where he was given $1,000 surety bond, and 1 aggravated assault out of DeKalb in 2020. The defendant also has 1 family violence conviction, 2 simple battery convictions, and 1 battery conviction in 2018. We are concerned that he may be a flight risk because it appears that he is facing a felony fugitive from justice charge from this year when he was arrested, Your Honor. So that's going to be our recommendation. Nothing further.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Jones, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you. I'll give your lawyer an opportunity to speak with you if you need, but let her speak for you on your behalf until you're able to speak with her. Ms. Ho, good afternoon. Is this your client?
Yes, it is, Your Honor. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. Can you hear me?
Yes, I was having a problem with my speaker a moment ago, so I just want to verify.
Okay, you can proceed.
Okay, yes, thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Jones is 26 years old, Your Honor. He has a GED. He is currently working construction for Baker Construction, which he started about a week and a half ago. Okay, and like many people during COVID, he lost his job. So during that COVID period, he had spotty land, he did his own landscaping, just sort of, hit and miss. And then like a lot of people now, they're coming out of it and now getting actually more permanent positions. So he has just started a job, which he needs to get back to. To clarify, Your Honor, he does not live with Miss Simpson. He is not living there, okay? So he has a no problem with a no contact. Right now, they do share the child. He sees her daily, okay? But he has no problem with it. My understanding is that what happens is that she drops the child off with her mother in the morning. He picks the child up and takes the child to school and then drops the child back off with the mother, who then Miss Simpson comes and picks it up. That way, Miss Simpson, the child can be taken care of and taken to whatever care that has to be done. So there is no interaction. So there are no contact, and third-party interaction for the child will not be a problem. He does contest a lot of these facts here, Your Honor. And based on what I read, Ms. Gray said both of them were getting into it equally. So who actually was an aggressor and not an aggressor here is still unclear, Your Honor. As far as the other cases go, he was under the impression several of these cases had already been taken care of. He would like to get out so that he can be, go to those areas and get those cases taken care of that are on there, the holds that he does have, Your Honor. He does have significant family ties here. He is not a flight risk. He was born here. He has his father here. He has 3 sisters, aunts, uncles, cousin. He has a child here that he takes care of daily. This man is not a flight risk, Your Honor. And while he does have a history, Your Honor, the earliest in that history goes back 2 years, and before that, 2 years before that, Your Honor. And like I always say, conviction dates are not the same thing as necessarily incident dates either. In the other cases, he does believe were supposed to have been dismissed, and so he would like to get those taken care of. I know that oftentimes signature bonds, he's not approved for one, but given that he's got holds and he'd like to be able to get released so he can go to those holds, Your Honor, we would either be requesting a $2,000 signature bond or $2,000 surety bond so that he can actually make bonds so that he can actually be transferred to those facilities so he can get those issues taken care of.
Okay, it'll be a $2,000 good bond, no further contact with Ms. Simpson, third-party contact with the child, stay away from the 1038 Oak Avenue address, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. All right, good luck to you, Mr. Jones.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Colbert. Next, we have position 6, Mr. Colbert.
Okay, I wanted to go to position 30, if that's possible.
He's actually on the phone with his attorney.
Oh, he's on with Mr. Calbar. Okay, thank you. Tell me again which position this is.
Position 6, Colbert.
Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Colbert. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? He's mute courtroom too.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Colbert. You've been charged in case 22 CR 001223C with battery, family violence, cruelty to children, 3rd degree, and obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Is there history, Ms. Roberts?
No history. This is the first arrest.
Okay. Mr. Segura?
The incident occurred on March the 5th, 2022 at the incident location at 496 Jefferson Chase Street, Southeast Atlanta. In this particular case, the officers arrived at the scene, and in it, the defendant jumped on the victim, the child's mom, Jackman Sanders, spelled Jasman, Sanders, Sanders, and punched her multiple times, causing mild bruising on the arm and the neck. And when this act was committed, he did so in close proximity to his 8-month-old child, all Cobalt, who laid in the bed next to them. The child was not hit, but the defendant did take the child out of the house without the mom's permission. And during this process, when officers came to pick up the child from the defendant, he refused and he ended up holding the child tighter, which ended up resulting in police trying to physically take the child away from the defendant's hand. As such, the state is recommending a $6,000 surety bond, $4,000 for the battery, and $1,000 for the child cruelty, and $1,000 for obstruction, a one-day anger awareness course, a stay away from the incident location at 496 Jefferson Chase Street, Southeast, Atlanta, and a no further contact with Jackman Sanders and the child without legitimization. We based our recommendation on these facts as well as because he actually lives with the victim, Ms. Sanders, and they both have a child together. Thank you.
Has your office spoken with Ms. Sanders?
We tried to, but she wouldn't respond.
Thank you, Ms. Gant.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Zion Colbert is 19 years old. He is a lifelong Atlanta resident. He has an entire family here, including his mother and siblings, along with his 8-month-old son that he shares with Ms. Jackman Sanders. Your Honor, we are opposed to the stay away at 496 Jefferson Chase Street. That is, in fact, Ms. Jackman Sanders' residence. However, I was able to make contact with her. She wants to continue having contact with him and also to have him to return to that location. Mr. Colbert is, he completed the 10th grade. He's now working on his GED. He is unemployed and he does not have the means to pay any bond. He disputes the allegations, Your Honor. He states that he denies making any physical contact with her. He was merely acting in self-defense and that she actually made contact with him, causing a bruise on his face and neck. My client does not have any prior history whatsoever, Your Honor. Therefore, I am requesting a signature bond, and I have been in contact with his mother as well, Ms. Shantwan Snow, and she is willing, if required, to serve as a co-signer for him, Your Honor. Thank you.
How old is he?
He is 19, Your Honor.
So it's going to be for the battery, family violence, a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial, cruelty to children, a $500 signature bond through pretrial, obstruction, $500 signature bond through pretrial, makes for a total of a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial, one-day anger awareness class, no further violent contact with Ms. Sanders, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. All right, good luck to you, Mr. Colbert.
Position 26, Strickland.
How you doing?
Good afternoon, Mr. Strickland. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Strickland, you've been charged in case 22 CR 001241B with transmitting false report of fire. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
6 cycles. Last arrest was February 25th, 2022 for simple assault and criminal trespass. That case appears to be open. 22 CR 001103B. He appears to be on probation out of Carroll County for purchase, possession, manufacture, distribution, or sale of marijuana. That disposition date was February 10th, 2021. It was a 5-year probation sentence. He had a 2019 conviction for misdemeanor marijuana possession in Carrollton. A 2021 battery family violence conviction in Carroll County. And nothing further to add. And 1 probation violation in his history.
Thank you. Ms. Webb?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place on March the 6th at the Solace Apartments. That's Solace, COLACE Apartments at 710 Peachtree Street Northeast. Around 8:20 p.m., Atlanta Fire Department and Police Department were dispatched to 2 fire alarms that have been activated on the penthouse level and one of the lower levels of that apartment building, Your Honor. Multiple residents actually had to evacuate. The responding officer was met by the property security team, who informed them that another resident reported that the defendant attempted to enter her apartment, and she watched him from the peephole pull the fire alarm after she opened the door, witnessing him trying to enter numbers on her electronic keypad at her front door. According to that resident, Miss Lauren Hope, that's Lauren, Lauren, Hope, HOPE, when she opened the door and met with the defendant to ask why he was messing with her door, he began to ask her about another individual, and that is when she closed the door and contacted security and witnessed him pull that fire alarm. For those reasons, Your Honor, the state is requesting a $3,000 surety, a stay away from the incident location at 710 Peachtree Street, no further contact with Ms. Lauren Hope, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons while out on bond. Your Honor, we are making this request because the defendant does not appear to be a resident at the apartment community, and the defendant's actions caused dozens of residents to have to evacuate their units and deploy public services. And whenever public services are improperly employed, it can cause a delay to real emergencies where people actually are in need of help. Additionally, because of the interaction between the defendant and Ms. Hope, the state is concerned that there might be some ulterior motives. And considering that he does have those open cases for theft by taking and theft by deception out of Mount Zion from 2020, Your Honor, the state is concerned that he also poses a threat to the community for those reasons. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Mr. Strickland is actually 20 years old, and he is working with his father as a team. They do a septic system technician, and they work together. And he was looking for his father, and I don't think we deny the allegation completely because, first of all, there was no camera footage that shows he was the one. And also Miss Hope, Lauren Hope, saw it from the peephole. It's kind of hard to clearly see exactly how people look. They all look alike, kind of fuzzy. So we would like to deny the allegation. And just because he has open cases, I don't think that those have to give any prejudice against current situation where he is presumed to be innocent. So we would like to request for signature bond, and he also has to get out of the jail really fast so he can take care of his 6-month-old daughter and his wife. He's a sole breadwinner for the little baby, and we would like to request for a signature bond. If not, maximum $500 surety bond. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, $1,000 good bond, no further contact with Lauren Hope, stay away from the 710 Peachtree Street address, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Thank
Good
you.
luck, officer.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Welcome.
Have a wonderful day.
Next, we have position 27, Whitaker.
Good afternoon, Mr. Whitaker. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we are holding by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Whitaker. You've been charged in case 22 CR 001234C with criminal trespass and damage to property. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
He has 2 cycles. Last arrest was June of 2019 for a probation violation. The underlying charge was criminal trespass, which was his first cycle in 2018. Nothing further.
Ms. Webb?
Yes, Your Honor. The facts as alleged are that this incident took place on March the 5th at 680 Lee Street, which is the King Memorial MARTA station, where the MARTA Police Department responded to a disorderly person call after witnessing the defendant on the security footage throwing an object at the elevator window and causing it to break. And the officer proceeded to watch the defendant continuously hit that elevator glass to cause even more damage to that elevator, Your Honor. For those reasons, we are requesting a $2,000 surety, a stay away at the King Memorial Station at 680 Lee Street, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons, Your Honor. We do believe that the defendant has a risk of reoffending because as the defendant has a previous trespass conviction out of Clayton County from 2018, Your Honor, as well as a probation violation from Clayton County in 2019. Nothing further.
Thank you, Ms. Kim.
Yes, Mr. Jeremy is 24 years old, and he has been here in Georgia for the last 24 years. He was born here. He does not have a children. He's not married, he's single. Only thing is though, he has been unemployed for about a year. So because of that, he's going through financial difficulties right now. And he has 11th grade from high school, so he could not get a high school diploma yet. And the maximum that he can pay right now is $1,000 good bond. So that's what we would like to request for it. Thank you.
Do you have a place to stay?
Yes, he does. He does have a place to stay.
Okay, it's going to be $1,000 signature bond through pretrial, 1-day anger awareness class, abide by any MARTA stairways that MARTA has put in place, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. All right, good luck
Thank
to
you,
you, Mr.
Your Honor.
All right.
Position 11, Mr. Garcia.
Good afternoon, Mr. Garcia. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Garcia, you've been charged in case 22 CR 001216A with driving under the influence of alcohol less safe. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts? You're on mute.
Sorry. I'm showing 3 cycles with the last arrest being out of, give me 1 second, please. Yeah. Last arrest being from 2013 for alien inadmissibility under section 212 out of Miami, Florida. And I'm showing 1 conviction from 2006 for purchase, possession, manufacture, distribution, or sale of marijuana out of DeKalb County. Nothing further.
Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor, in the defendant was found driving under the influence of alcohol at the Wells Fargo, Low Creek, Georgia. Hello?
Ms. Mitchell, you're going in and out.
When stopped.
Yeah. You're breaking up a bit. Is there?
Let me move. Is that better at all?
Okay, let's see. Go ahead.
Okay.
Don't mind starting at the beginning for me, please?
Yeah, no problem. In the police report, it states that defendant was found driving under the influence of alcohol at the Wells Fargo located on 5825 State Bridge Road, Johns Creek, Georgia. When stopped, defendant spoke with slurred speech and stuttered. The defendant's breath smelled of alcohol, and the defendant admitted to drinking 2 beers that night. The defendant performed the walk and turn test, 1-leg stand test, and horizontal gaze and nystagmus test, all of which showed clues consistent with DUI. The state's bond recommendation in this case is going to be a $3,000 surety bond and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. The defendant also has a failure to appear in 2006. So based on that and the alleged facts, that's going to be the basis of our recommendation.
Thank you. Ms. Hogue?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Garcia is 44 years old, Your Honor. He's been in this country for a number of years now, Your Honor. He is got significant family ties here. He has, from a previous marriage, 4 children actually, or 3 children, 24, 22, and 17. And from his current marriage, he has an 8-year-old daughter. He has been doing construction work for a number of years. For 8 years now. He has his high school GED. As you can see, he has very little criminal history, Your Honor. 2006 is, we're talking what, 16 years ago, and then an alien issue. So as you can see, he has almost very little criminal history, nothing significant for this. This did happen in a parking lot. He was not on the road. In fact, he was just parked there, and they thought it was suspicious as he drove around to the ATM. And then that's when they pulled him over, simply not because he was driving badly, but because they just found it suspicious he was in a parking lot late at night. He has been approved for pretrial, Your Honor. I do believe, given his very limited criminal history, the facts of this case, which are that he was in a parking lot. He's got no, by the way, additional traffic charge with this, Your Honor. His significant ties here, that I do believe a signature bond is warranted in this case.
Okay, a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Garcia.
Position 29, Mr. Williams. Williams, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. Williams. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we are conducting by video. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Williams. You've been charged in case 22 CR 001236B with battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
Yes, he has 13 cycles. Last arrest was August 31st, 2021 for a probation violation out of Gwinnett County. Underlying charge being an aggravated assault and aggravated battery. That conviction was in 2016. He had a battery family violence conviction in 2020 out of Henry County. One FTA from 2014. And a misdemeanor marijuana possession conviction in 2008 and one in 2006. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Webb?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place on March the 6th, 2021 at 4505 Best Road, which is the Days Inn. College Park Police Department responded to a domestic dispute and were met with Miss Malaysia Johnson. That's Malaysia, MALASIA Johnson, who informed the officers that she and the defendant were in a verbal dispute over something that he found in her phone, and he became irate and bit her on the face. Ms. Johnson was hiding in the hotel's lobby to get away from the defendant at the time when she was located by the responding officer. She did inform that officer that the two were residing together and had been dating for 10 years and do share children together. In addition to, Your Honor, the officer was able to see visible injuries to Ms. Johnson's face, which caused redness and swelling. For those reasons, the state is recommending a $3,500 signature bond, no further contact with Ms. Malaysia Johnson, a stay away from the incident location at 4505 Best Road, which is the Days Inn, third-party contact with the party's children, 1 day anger awareness, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons.
Okay, Ms. Webb, first you said the offense date was 2021. I've got the offense date down as March 5th, 2022.
Okay.
Is
Your
that-
Honor, it is likely that I pressed the wrong button. So that might be my error, Your
Okay, I
Honor.
just want to make sure that
I apologize.
we're on
Yes.
the same page. And you also requested a signature bond. Did you mean to do that?
Can I have a moment, Your Honor? 1 second, please.
Sure. Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, you are correct. The offense date is the 5th of this year, and that is a surety bond.
Thank you. Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Williams is 32 years old, and he has been here in Georgia for about 30 years. Of course, he has his long-term girlfriend, Malaysia Johnson. And also he has 4 children, so there's a strong ties to the community. Not only that, he also works at Chicken Wings restaurant. It's kind of like a, it's slightly smaller size of the restaurant, but he works and he has a job. He got GED and he has been here for a long time. And we would like to request for 3,500 signature bond. I was not going to object that. However, now it's changed. We would like to request maximum $1,000 surety bond, Your Honor. Thank you.
Has anyone spoken to Ms. Johnson?
I called, but I could not reach her.
Office did attempt to make contact and we're not able to make contact with Ms. Johnson.
Okay, so it's going to be a $3,000 good bond. No further contact with Malaysia Johnson. Stay away from the Days Inn at 4505 Best Road. Third party, if necessary, third party contact with the children.
Excuse me.
Yes, is this Ms. Johnson?
Yes, it is. And I did speak with someone earlier today. Someone called me.
Okay, Ms. Johnson, if you'd like to speak to the court, I'll need for you to activate your camera and I'll need to swear you in.
All right. Just what's this here? Settings. Okay, hold on 1 second.
You having difficulty, Ms. Johnson?
Judge, can we move on to the next case while we're still waiting?
Let me give it 2 seconds. Ms. Johnson, I think she's, all right, who do we have next?
Position 30, Mr. Wright.
Hold on, here she is. Ms. Johnson, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
yes, I can.
Can you raise your right hand for me? You swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, you can put your hand down. What would you like to tell the court?
I spoke with the lady earlier. I said I didn't want him to not have further contact with me or the children.
Okay. Did you call the police in this case?
I did.
Has this happened before?
No.
Okay, and you needed the assistance of the police at that time?
Yes.
All right. Anything further you'd like to tell the court?
No.
Okay. Thank you. Anything further, counsel?
No, Your Honor.
So it's still going to be a $3,000 good bond, no further contact with Ms. Johnson, third-party transfer of the children for visitation, stay away from the Days Inn at 4505 Best Road, no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, sir. Ms. Kim, your client has his hand up.
Mr. Williams, I would strongly recommend you not to talk about the case unless it is strictly related to the bond issue. Please call me. You can call me at my office.
I'm not trying to talk about the case. I'm only trying to say that I'm a manager at Wingstop, but me and my kids just recently moved into another spot. At this point in time, a good bond means I would have to pay a percentage of something, right?
Yes.
Yeah, at this point in time, our funds are kind of low just getting into our new residence and moving into there. I'm just trying to see.
Yeah, I understand, Mr. Williams, but the bond order is going to stand at this point in time. You can speak with Ms. Kim at a later time regarding how you can go about making that bond.
Okay, thank you, sir.
All right, you're welcome. Who do we have next?
Position 30, Mr. Wright.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wright. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
I agree.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 22 CR 001240Y with theft by deception, willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer, and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
He has one prior from 2019 for driving without a valid license. That was a no-low plea. He's recommended for pretrial.
Ms. Webb?
And Your Honor, this is also the co-defendant in the Mr. Joshua Miller's case. I believe he's position 21.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor, the facts as alleged, this incident took place at the Walmart in Roswell, located at 970 Mansell Road. That's Mansell, Mansell Road, Roswell, Georgia, where the Roswell Police Department responded to a fraud in progress call, and they were met by the asset protection employees who advised that Mr. Robert Wright and Mr. Joshua Miller, the co-defendant, had attempted to scam a cashier out of $100. And the employees believed that they were also the same subject who committed the same act twice before at that location. Mr. Miller purchased a pack of gum and paid for it with a debit card and requested the clerk to give him $100 in cash back. That transaction was completed and approved, and Mr. Miller received a receipt to reflect of the same with the $100 cash back and the price of the gum. He then slid the receipt to Mr. Wright, who then made a similar purchase for another pack of gum. Wright proceeded to pay with a debit card and distracted the cashier at some point during that transaction after she gave him the original receipt for just a pack of gum. Wright then presented Miller's receipt and told the cashier that he requested $100 cash back. The cashier thought she made a mistake and then proceeded to give Wright $100, but it was actually Miller's receipt that was being reflected. The responding officer witnessed Mr. Wright attempt to leave the location and told him to stop, and Wright refused and ran into the parking lot where he was tased and taken to custody. Both receipts were found in Mr. Wright's pocket, and Wright did possess a package labeled with PAYD on it that contained a small amount of marijuana. And Mr. Miller, the co-defendant, was located in that same parking lot sitting in his vehicle. Your Honor, for Mr. Wright, the state is recommending a $2,000 signature bond for the theft by deception, a $1,000 $1,000 signature bond for the obstruction charge, and a $500 signature bond for the marijuana possession, totaling $3,500 surety, Your Honor.
Well, you're saying signature.
Excuse me, totaling $3,500 signature.
Okay, so you've said SOB for this thus
It's a
far.
$3,500 signature bond. $2,000 for the theft by deception, $1,000 for obstruction, and $500 for the marijuana possession.
Okay. Thank you. Mr. Kelbar?
Yes, Your Honor. We're asking for a signature bond so that Mr. Wright can be released as soon as possible because he's starting a job tomorrow. So hopefully he can be released this evening. He's 22 years old, only has the one prior arrest, moved to Atlanta in 2015. His sister and his uncle live here, but he's been hired as a courier driver for Amazon. He needs to fix his driver's license issues so that he can start that job tomorrow afternoon. So we're asking for a signature bond, Your Honor.
Okay. So for the theft, it's $1,000 signature bond through pretrial. For the other two offenses, a $500 signature bond each through pretrial, making of a total of a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Mr. Wright.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Your Honor, Mr. Joshua Miller, position number 21, has the same facts.
Say it again, Ms. Kim?
Position 21 has a same facts with,
Here, have a seat.
yes,
Yes, Your Honor, that's the co-defendant in the case.
yes. So can we do it together, Your Honor?
This is Mr. Miller before me now?
No,
No?
go ahead. You guys switch out, yeah.
And this is Joshua Miller now?
Yes, it is.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Miller, this is Judge Eric Morrow. We're conducting this hearing by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 22 CR 001230A with theft by deception. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
Yes, I'm showing. Give me 1 second. 2 cycles out of Georgia. Looks like 2 cycles out of Virginia and 1 cycle out of Illinois. He has a conviction out of Virginia from 2019 for carrying of a concealed weapon. And then a conviction from September of 2021. It was a hit and run, but it was amended to reduce to failure to report an accident in Smyrna and nothing further. He also was arrested February 17th of this year for driving without a valid license. That case appears to be open. Nothing further.
Thank you. Anything to add, Ms. Webb?
Nothing to add, Your Honor. The state is requesting a $2,000 signature bond for Mr. Miller, and we did want to have the condition for them to stay away from that Walmart on Mansell Road, Your Honor.
Guess you don't object to a $2,000 signature bond, Ms. Kim.
No, I do not object. We will take. Thank you.
And stay away from the Mansell Road address. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
I'm sorry, can you repeat the bond, Judge?
It's a $2,000 signature bond, the pretrial.
Thank you.
All right. Good
Thank
luck
you,
to you.
Miller.
Bring you down. Where's Mr. Garrett? Disposition 12, Mr. Garrett.
Your Honor, we do have to have a breakout for position number 3 and position number 11 with a Spanish interpreter who is now available. I just wanted to,
Okay. Well, we've already taken care of position 11, haven't we, Mr. Garcia?
I think she means position.
Gervasio.
Means position 13, Your Honor.
Oh, sorry, position 13.
Okay. Well, we'll do that when it's convenient for courtroom 2.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Okay, so tell me again, courtroom 2, who do we have?
This is position 12, Mr. Garrett.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Garrett. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state expedited accusation calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You've been charged in case 22 CR 001219F with battery, family violence, and 2 counts of cruelty to children in the 3rd degree. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
He only has 1 prior arrest, and that is from August 11th of 2021 for aggravated assault out of Gwinnett County. The case appears to be open. There's no disposition listed. Nothing further.
Thank you. Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, defendant battered Miss Carmen, spelled Karmen, Oliver, the mother of his child and other person living in the same household, by striking her in the lip, causing bleeding and bruising. The defendant battered Miss Oliver in front of their 5-month-old and Miss Oliver's 14-year-old child. The neighbor witnessed the defendant strike Miss Oliver. The state's bond recommendation in this case is going to be as to count 1, a $3,000 cash bond, count 2, $1,000 cash bond, count 3, $1,000 cash bond, totaling a $5,000 cash bond, no further contact with Miss Carmen Oliver, third-party contact with their child, stay away from address 1412 The Valley, Sandy Springs, Georgia, a one-day anger awareness course, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Your Honor, we are concerned about defendant's risk of reoffending. As to the open aggravated assault strangulation case out of Gwinnett County from August of last year, we had the same victim in that case. That case alleges that the defendant choked Miss Oliver while she was 8.5 months pregnant and she had injuries. The defendant received a $5,700 surety bond on that case. So that is going to be the basis of our $5,000 cash bond on this case, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Do you have you seen that bond order, Ms. Mitchell? Do you know if there were any conditions on it?
I'm gonna have to double check on that, Your Honor.
As opposed to just the $5,700 surety? Ms. Falk, good afternoon.
Hi, Your Honor. I did speak with Gwinnett County District Attorney's Office. They said they could not access the bond information, but they said that essentially on every single case of this nature, there would have been a no further contact. So I am going by the representations made by their district attorney's office.
Okay, and that was, you got to the heart of my question, Ms. Falk, thank you. Ms. Hogue.
Yes, Your Honor. First off, I'd like to clarify some facts here. Number one, I read the affidavit and the police information here, and it said that first off, he pushed the victim. According to this, the victim said that he pushed her, and as his hand came up, it hit her lip, causing it to bleed. So that's step one, that he didn't just, it sounded like more accidental than it was intentional. Now, the second thing is this was not done in front of the children, even according to the report. This was done outside. Okay, Your Honor, and the front door was closed. What the officer noted was that it occurred outside with the front door closed, while inside they believed to be in close proximity to this front door was a 5-month-old and a 14-year-old. So there's no indication that they saw anything. Nothing was done actually in front of them, and it's questionable that they even heard anything. Now, it's also not indicated that especially the 14-year-old obviously had been interviewed to say whether or not he actually heard or saw anything. And there was no indication here that they heard any crying or anything to indicate that the children were upset. So number one, I will question the validity of the cruelty to children charges, given that it actually has to be done such that the children can see or hear it. And it's questionable that that even happened. As far as the other one, the report itself says his hand came up and hit her in the lip, causing it to bleed, not that it was an intentional necessarily hitting, which is what the battery is all about. Now, as far as this goes, he has a pending charge, but again, it is pending. It is not a conviction. I do understand that these two have arguments over the children, and he is looking to legitimize the children at this point in time so that he can assert his rights as a father. As far as contact and everything goes, he has absolutely no problem with that. Third-party transfer, he has no problem with that. In fact, I don't believe he's living there now. He would want, if he has any possessions over there at one time, to be able to go and pick up any possessions he might have there. So a one-time escort would be appropriate. To give you some background on him, he is 22 years old, Your Honor. He's lived in Georgia all his life, so he has strong family ties here. He has a mother, father, brothers, all of that. He was at one time attending college at Alabama A&M. He was doing athletics. He was running track. With COVID, lots of that, as you know, kind of went on hold. He does hope to ultimately pick back up on his college. He's also had a continuous job with Chick-fil-A for 4 years, Your Honor. Not just 6 months, but for 4 years, even through COVID. He has a continuous job that's obviously moved from different stores, and he's here in Atlanta now with that job. He has been approved for pretrial release, Your Honor, and we are going to ask it based on the fact that we question the cruelty charges, and even to the extent of, shall we say, this alleged battery, Your Honor. And like I said, he has been approved for it. So we do believe he is deserving of it. While he has a consistent job at Chick-fil-A, as you know, that still has limited dollar or financial abilities for him. And at 22, that would be a significant hardship to do a cash bond. Okay, Your Honor. And he has been approved through pretrial for a signature bond.
And Your Honor, if I may clarify, the officer did speak with a witness who did witness the defendant strike the victim. So both the victim and the witness state that the defendant struck Ms. Oliver. Also, as to the cruelty charges, it's where the defendant has knowledge that a child can see or hear the act. And Your Honor, again, the aggravated assault strangulation case out of Gwinnett, same victim where he choked her and she was 8.5 months pregnant. We're going to emphasize that, and I'm sorry. We're going to emphasize that and stick with the $5,000 cash bond, Your Honor. Request the $5,000 cash bond, nothing further.
So, anything further?
Yes, Your Honor. I think the fact that it was 5,700 bond out of Gwinnett speaks to possibly how sure they are of the actual charges. This is a couple who are having arguments over their children, Your Honor. So many things can go into those. He has been approved through pretrial, Your Honor, and the witness to this only witnessed he and the female outside. The fact of having knowledge, he wouldn't have knowledge necessarily that the children could see or hear him if he's outside. So to say again that the cruelty charges could stand is very, very questionable. So we do believe, we want to reiterate, he is 22. He's had a consistent job. He has significant family ties. The no contacts are not a problem for him. And we do believe he is deserving of the signature bond.
Okay. For the battery, it's going to be a $2,000 good bond. For each of the cruelty to children, it's going to be a $500 good bond. So it's going to be a total of a $3,000 good bond. No further contact with Ms. Oliver. Stay away from the 1412 The Valley address. He can have third-party transfer of the children for visitation and a one-time escort to 1412 The Valley to retrieve any belongings that he may have there. No drugs, no alcohol or weapons while out on bond. All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Garrett.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. This is the South Annex.
Thank you.
Before you is position number 5, Ms. Booker, and her mother is in at courtroom 2.
Good afternoon, South Annex. I take it that you've gotten permission from courtroom 2 to proceed.
My apologies, Your Honor.
Oh, you did. So you're telling me you didn't?
No. I got permission, sir.
Okay, good. And this is position 5?
Yes, sir.
All right. So while we do that, courtroom 2, do we have any of these Spanish speaking people in your courtroom?
Yes, also I have
I need you to sit down. Sit
Norris,
down.
I have it on.
Sit down. I understand.
I'm sorry about that, Judge. I have the mother of Mrs. Tori Booker here. She wants to speak on her behalf whenever you're ready for her to speak.
Okay. How many do we have in the South Annex?
4, Your Honor.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Ms. Booker now and let her mother speak. And then courtroom 2, I'd like to go to a breakout room with the Spanish interpreter, and so that we can proceed in courtroom 2 that way. Okay. Courtroom 2.
I'm sorry.
What I was saying is that after I hear from Ms. Booker, what I would like to do is complete the South Annex and have you all go into a breakout room with the Spanish interpreter. Okay.
We're gonna have to finish with here. Your Honor.
Yes.
We have night court that we have to do, so we have a lot of people that we have to take care of. That's the only reason why we're trying to finish up here, because we got to start getting set for night court, which starts today.
Okay, I understand that, but we have some Spanish people that are going to need to be seen, and I'm trying to do this in the most efficient way possible. So as I go to the South Annex, I could be dealing with courtroom 2, dealing with interpreter cases, and I could be dealing with the South Annex on their cases.
Sounds good. Sounds good, Judge. Thank you.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Booker.
Oh, actually, you know what? Okay, never mind. Yeah, because Ms.
Right.
Booker's mother is here as well. Just
Right. We'll have to do this case first. Ms. Booker, I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 22 CR 0012221J with simple battery family violence. Is there a history?
No.
Pre-trial?
First arrest, Judge. Recommended.
All right, thank you. Let's see, Mr. Segura.
Okay, this incident occurred on May 11th, 2021 at the location at 1417 Clockhouse Lane, Southeast Atlanta. Officers responded to a call from a London Barker. Barker spelled B-A-R-K-E-R. Ms. Barker went to the incident location to celebrate a cousin's graduation. While outside talking to another cousin, the defendant came up and started a verbal dispute, which resulted in the defendant slapping a Coke can out of Ms. Barker's hand and punching Ms. Barker in the face. As such, the state recommends a $3,000 surety bond, 1-day anger awareness, and stay away from the home location of Ms. London Barker at 1244 Shady Brook Court, Hampton, 30228, and no further contact with Ms. London Barker. Obligations are based on these facts, as well as because the victim, Ms. London Barker, is a defense cousin and once used to live together. Thank you.
Ms. Gant.
Thank you, Your Honor. Tori Booker is 24 years old. She is a long-term Atlanta resident. She has family here, including her two-year-old child. She is not receiving any child support, and she is the primary caretaker. We are unopposed to the stay away. Your Honor, Ms. Booker has completed high school. She is in a medical assisting program, and now she is employed as a security officer at Camp Creek Marketplace. She started this job about 1 week ago. She's still in her probationary period, and she needs to get back to work. Your Honor, she denies the allegations. She states that she was acting in self-defense. There had been some history between her, Ms. Booker and her cousin, Ms. London Barker. She states that Ms. Barker raised a Coke can and took measures to actually throw that Coke can at her. So, Your Honor, my client was merely acting to defend herself and her daughter. My client does not have any prior criminal history, and therefore, Your Honor, I am requesting a signature bond on Ms. Booker's behalf. Again, we are unopposed to the stay away and the no contact. Thank you.
Okay, and I know we have the mom in courtroom too, ma'am. If you could raise your right hand for me. Do you swear affirm the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Okay, you can put your hand down, ma'am. Tell me your name.
Kimberly Booker.
Ms. Booker, what would you like to tell the court?
So my only concern is Tori was served only one time at the resident. And we actually went to family court and everything. We wasn't even aware of her having a warrant prior to we kept hearing rumors, but we contacted the courts. No one never said anything about a warrant or anything like that. So I'm just trying to figure out when was this warrant put on her. Like I said, we've been to court. We did a virtual court at the beginning of the year. So I'm just trying to figure out where this warrant came from.
Okay, I'll let you speak with Ms. Gant about that at some other time regarding the warrant. Anything else you want to tell me about the case at all?
No.
Okay, so it's going to be a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial. No further contact with Ms. Barker. Stay away from the Shady Brook court address, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. All right. Thank you to both Ms. Bookers.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so let's see, Ms. Gant and Ms. Kim. Who has the clients that are needed the interpreter? Or Ms. Hogue?
I have number 13.
And I have position 3.
Okay, and who do we have at the South Annex? Who has clients at the South Annex?
We have position 7, Ms. Cooper.
And who's client is Ms. Cooper's?
I am representing Cooper, number 7, and also I have another client at South Annex.
All right, so we're gonna put Ms. Hogue into a breakout room with courtroom 2 and the interpreter, okay?
Your Honor, I also have two clients left at the South Annex, Ms. Hightower and Ms. Jackson.
Okay, so we'll try to swap you all out in once you're done, okay?
Okay.
Thank you, Ms.
Your
Hogue.
Honor, I
Yes.
don't have Ms. Hightower here.
Oh, I take that is correct. Ms. Hightower, I still believe is over here. I'm not sure where, maybe courtroom 3, but Ms. Jackson is over there.
Okay, so can we bring, is it 13?
Yes, Your Honor, 13.
13 right here, Judge.
Okay, very good, thank you. So we're gonna put Ms. Hogue, courtroom 2, and good afternoon, Madam Interpreter, and the interpreter into a breakout room, okay?
Thank you. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Thank you. So Ms. Champion, if you can get that done for us, and while we do that, South Annex, who do we have?
Position 7, Ms.
7?
Cooper.
Good afternoon, Ms. Cooper.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 22 CR 001227G with criminal trespass. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
I'm showing this being her first arrest, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Segura.
Okay. The incident occurred on March 6, 2022 at a Hilton Hotel located at 6120 Peachtree Dunwoody Road, Atlanta. In this particular event, the defendant was having a verbal argument with a female friend in a hotel. At this point, the room guard was in a mess and the defendant threw a glass drinking bottle at a glass pitcher, breaking it, and the defendant admitted to such an act. As such, we're requesting $2,000 signature bond, 1-day anger awareness, no alcohol, drugs, and weapons, and stay away from the Hilton Hotel. Thank you.
You said a $2,000 signature bond, Mr. Segura.
Yes.
Is that correct?
2,000 signature.
Okay, so you don't have any objection to a 2,000 signature, Ms. Gant, correct?
No, Your Honor, nor to any of the conditions imposed.
Okay, so that will be the order of the court. Thank you.
Judge, she has an open warrant from Tennessee, by the way, by active warrant.
Oh, okay. Is she from Georgia? Ms. Gant?
No, Your Honor, she is a resident of Tennessee. She was merely here visiting.
So it's going to be a SOB through the jail. So I'm going to let you out, Ms. Cooper, but you're going to have to make sure to show back up. Otherwise, they're going to put a warrant out for you, okay?
Yes, sir, I will.
All right. Good luck to you, ma'am.
Thank you.
So do I take away that anger awareness class since she's going through the jail?
Yes, please. Okay. Who do we have, South Annex?
Position number 10, Ms. Floyd James.
Good afternoon, Ms. Boyd James. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 22 CR 001238Y with battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
First arrest recommended for pretrial.
Mr. Segura?
Okay, this incident occurred on March the 4th, 2022 at 60 12th Street Northeast, apartment C8, Atlanta, Georgia, 30309. In this particular incident, officers responded to the scene by a concerned citizen, and that the defendant was in altercation with a boyfriend of Mr. Tony Nolan, spelled Tony, common spelling, Nolan, Nolan. In this situation, the defendant has been in a restaurant drinking, and the defendant noticed that Mr. Nolan was looking through a phone, and Mr. Nolan then accused the defendant of texting another man. and when they got home to their apartment, there was an argument. In it, the defendant attacked Nolan and bit him on his left shoulder. Alongside, the defendant also pulled Nolan's hair, causing his locks to be ripped from his scalp. And in this, Nolan provided evidence of the defendant getting at him as he was backing away. As such, we are recommending a $3,000 surety bond, no alcohol, drugs, and weapons, and stay away from the 60 12th Street Northeast, apartment C8, and no further contact with Tony Nolan. And this is mostly based on the facts of this case, as well as because Mr. Nolan is the victim, is the boyfriend and the defendant, and they both have a 4-month-old child together, and they have been living at the same area for about 4 months. Thank you.
Have you spoken, anyone at your office spoke with Mr. Nolan?
And we tried to contact, but he wouldn't respond.
Thank you. Ms. Gant?
Thank you, Your Honor. Brianna Floyd James is 22 years old. She is an Atlanta resident. She has a 4-month-old daughter here that he shares with Mr. Tony Nolan. At this time, she is not receiving any child support, Your Honor. I did have the occasion to speak to Mr. Nolan. He wants to continue having contact with my client. He is unopposed to her returning to the residence at 60 12th Street, Atlanta. My client has a GED. She interviewed for a new job. And she has been offered the job. She is scheduled to go to that new job for fingerprinting on March 19th. And her first day of work is April 1st. She had been unemployed throughout her entire pregnancy, Your Honor. Therefore, she does not have the means to pay bond. She denies the allegation. She states that Mr. Nolan attacked her and she was merely acting in self-defense. My client does not have any prior criminal history. Therefore, I am requesting a signature bond, Your Honor. And again, we are opposed to the stay away and would ask that Your Honor grant a no violent contact order. Thank you.
So it's going to be a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial, 1-day anger awareness class, no further violent contact with Mr. Nolan, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Floyd James.
Thank you.
Who else do we have at the South Annex?
Position 17, Ms. Hogg's client. Her name is Jackson.
Is that the last person we have there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, so Ms. Hogue is in a breakout, so we're going to have to wait until she returns from that.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so and since she's in a breakout also with courtroom 2, court will be in recess until somebody comes back. Okay. All right. Well, hopefully she'll be back in a moment.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Gant, are you there for me?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have position number 3, right? That needs the interpreter, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so what I'd like to do is I'd like to go ahead and put you in the breakout room with your colleague, so that as soon as she's done, you can move on to your case, okay?
All right, thank you.
Just let them know that that's what I'm doing. So so when Ms. Hogue is finished, you'll just have them bring up your client and have Ms. Hogue come back and finish up her one that's in the South Annex for me, okay?
All right, thank you.
All right, so Ms. Champion, can you put Ms. Gant in that breakout room with everyone else, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Hoag, are you back with us?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
Okay, so can we go to the South Annex now? Okay, and tell me, South Annex again, who is this?
Ms. Jackson, position 17.
Good afternoon, Ms. Jackson. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Jackson, you've been charged in case 22 CR 0012229A with driving while license suspended or revoked, giving false information to law enforcement, and operating without lights required by law. Ms. Mitchell, are you all asking for a surety bond on this?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry, Ms. Roberts, is there a history?
13 cycles. Last arrest was August 8, 2018 for disorderly conduct. There's no disposition listed. She had a 2018 driving while license suspended or revoked. That was amended to a local ordinance charge. It was a conviction. A 2016 driving without a valid license, no low plea. A 2015 driving without a valid license, conviction. One FTA from 2014. I'm sorry, that was 2012 for the FTA. Theft by shoplifting, 2012 conviction. A 2012 conviction for 4 counts of theft by shoplifting. That was a separate case. And nothing further to add. She was also seen in felony court this morning on a criminal damage to property. So that's an open felony case.
Thank you, Ms. Roberts. Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, defendant was driving with a suspended license for failure to appear on multiple court appearances. Her license was suspended on September 11th of 2019. The defendant gave Officer Baxter a false name of Shamina Green with the birth date of October 21st, 1987. The defendant was initially stopped for driving with her headlights off on 1122 Northside Drive, Atlanta, Georgia. The state's bond recommendation is going to be as to count 1, $1,000 surety bond, count 2, $250 surety, count 3, $250 surety, totaling a $1,500 surety bond. No driving without a valid license, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. As pretrial stated, defendant has an open felony case for criminal damage. Defendant also has a previous suspended license, driving with a suspended license conviction in 2018, and 2 driving without a valid license convictions in 2015 and 2016. The defendant also has 5 FTAs on her driving record and 1 FTA in 2012 on her criminal record. So that's going to be the basis of our recommendation.
Thank you, Ms. Mitchell. Ms. Hoag?
Yes, Your Honor. First off, Ms. Jackson is 43 years old, Your Honor. And right now her education, she has a high school degree, as well as she also did some college at Atlanta Tech for business. She switched out into doing health and styles, which she was starting today. So she's been working in the cosmetology industry for quite some time now. Currently, she's also working at a warehouse. And she was working at a warehouse, and now she's working at Fin and Feathers as a waitress, where she just makes basically money and tips, Your Honor. She has significant family ties here, Your Honor. She's been here for 17 years. She has 4 children ranging from 11, 9, 6, and 2. Her sister is down from Ohio visiting, who's now watching them, but her sister's going to have to leave soon. And while she does get some help from her cousins and her aunts, they also live fairly far away. So she does need to get home, number one, because she's a sole support financially. So she needs to get home to make money, as well as to get back to taking care of her children. As far as the reason why she was not approved for a pretrial release, Your Honor, is this pending criminal case that she went to court on today. Understand, Your Honor, she was not on bond on this case. In fact, she had no idea about this case, and it's like 2 or 3 years old. Apparently, someone claimed that she had damaged their car. It was not a moving violation situation. They said that she had damaged their car. They took out a warrant. She was never arrested for it. She didn't even know it was out there at all. Okay, Your Honor. So until she got picked up on this was the only way she even found out about that case. And as I said, there was no warrant issued for a failure to appear or anything like that, as she had never been arrested or put on bond for that case in the first place. As far as this case goes, it was a half hour before sunrise. It was fairly light, Your Honor. She was coming out of the gas station. She didn't have her lights on as she was coming out, but she turned them on. So by the time that the officer pulled her over, her lights were on. She said, yes, she did give a false name because she has a fear through things that happened to her family of police, but ultimately she also then gave them her correct name during that stop, as well as her license. So, Your Honor, even though she may have started off on a bad foot in that regard, she did also come and let them know what her correct name was and gave them her license. Your Honor, she is the sole support of 4 children. She doesn't really get any financial help from the father, though he does try and help with, taking care of here to there. And given that, even though she has a history, Your Honor, the last history we had here was from 2018, which is now going on 3 to 4 years old. And the FDAs are also old, Your Honor. So I do believe that even though she was not approved for a signature bond, she should be granted one because it's just based on some case she didn't even knew was even there or had it, Your Honor. So given her financial situation, her significant ties here, and the nature of this, I do request that she be given signature bonds in this case.
All right, for the suspended license, $1,000 signature bond. For the 2 other charges, a $500 signature bond makes it a total of a $2,000 signature bond through the jail, and no driving without a valid license, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. All right, so I'm going to let you out, Ms. Jackson, but you're going to have to make sure to show back up at your next hearing date to take care of these charges, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
You're welcome. Good luck. Good luck to
Your Honor, is that all through the jail?
Yes, through the jail.
All right, thank you again for everything, Your Honor.
Yes, you all have a good afternoon. We appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I guess we'll be back in recess until our courtroom 2 comes back.
Judge Morrow? Yeah, nobody.
Yes.
Yeah, we're back.
Okay. And let's see, who do I have before me?
This is position 3, Mr. Bonos.
Okay. Madam Interpreter, can you raise your right hand for me? Do you swear or affirm that you will to the best of your ability, translate from Spanish to English and from English to Spanish?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Vanos. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. We're conducting this hearing by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Buenas tardes, señor Baños. Mi nombre es, yo soy el juez Eric Morrow y estamos haciendo esta audiencia por Zoom para prevenir el contagio de COVID. ¿Está de acuerdo usted que se haga la audiencia vía Zoom?
Está bien.
That's fine.
You have been charged in case 22 CR 001220B with battery family violence.
Usted está siendo acusado en el caso 22 CR 001220B con el cargo de violencia doméstica.
Ms. Roberts, is there a history?
Only one prior arrest, and that is for alien inadmissibility out of California from 2019. Nothing further. I'm sorry, I was on mute. Did you hear me?
No, I heard you.
Okay.
Would you like to translate that for him, Madam Interpreter?
Yes, Your Honor. El juez preguntó a una persona de la corte si tenía usted previos arrestos y de acuerdo a su historial de arresto, tiene usted un arresto previo en California que tiene que ser con una admisión ilegal.
Mr. Segura?
Okay. The incident occurred on March 5th, 2022. Look at Highland Circle Apartments, located at 201 Norfolk Drive, apartment G3, Sandy Springs, Georgia. In this particular incident, officers responded to the scene in which the defendant came home drunk and drank some more at home. At this particular instance, he was upset with his wife, who is the victim, Yesenia Toledo Sigaloa. Yesenia spelled Y-E-S-E-N-I-A. Toledo spelled T-O-L-E-D-O. Sigaloa spelled C-I-G-A-R-R-O-A, in which the defendant bit her on the left arm and hit her on the forehead and nose with his hand, which ended up resulting in Miss Toledo Sigalo receiving a large knot on her head and a bloody nose. The state is recommending a $5,000 surety bond, no alcohol, drugs, and weapons, 1-day anger awareness, no further contact with Yesenia Toledo Sigaloa, and a stay away from the incident location at Highland Circle Apartments. Our recommendation is based on the nature of these facts, especially considering that Ms. Toledo Sigaloa was the wife of the defendant for 8 years and they live at the same location. Alongside, we're concerned about the defendant being a flight risk, considering that he's a citizen of Mexico and was arrested for alien inadmissibility in 2019 in California. As such, we are concerned that if he's let out, he could simply return to Mexico. As such, these are our recommendations.
Your Honor, I'm just going to, Mr. Segura, can you repeat, please, just the recommendations? You were saying that you're asking for a $5,000 surety bond, with the anger awareness class. Could you repeat all of those recommendations, please, for the interpreter?
$5,000 surety bond, no alcohol, drugs, and weapons, one-day anger awareness, no photo contact with Yesenia Toledo Sigaloa, and a stay away from Highland Circle Apartments, apartment G3.
Thank you. Esta acusación, los cargos en contra suyo vienen de un evento que sucedió el 5 de marzo del 2022, que sucedieron en unos departamentos que se llaman Highland Circle, que quedan en el 201 de Norfolk Drive, el departamento G3 en Sandy Springs. De acuerdo al incidente, al reporte del incidente de la policía, dice cuando respondieron que usted llegó a su departamento borracho y que siguió consumiendo alcohol en su casa y que usted le mordió en el brazo izquierdo a su esposa de 8 años, la señora Yesenia Toledo Cigarroa. Y que usted le mordió en el brazo izquierdo y aparte le pegó en la nariz y en la cabeza, causándole un chichón en la cabeza y que le sangrara la nariz. Lo que el abogado de la fiscalía está recomendando como sentencia suya es una fianza de $5,000, un bono de fianza de $5,000, una clase de un día para manejar y prevenir la ira, no consumir ninguna bebida alcohólica, ninguna droga o estupefaciente, no tener ningún contacto con la señora Yesenia Toledo Cigarroa y no acercarse ni regresar a la dirección de los departamentos de Highland. Eso es lo que la fiscalía está pidiendo para usted al juez. Ellos piensan que usted tiene un riesgo de fugarse porque usted es un ciudadano del país de México y aparte tiene ese historial con el otro arresto en California por ser una persona ilegal aquí. Entonces, que no tendría por qué regresar a la cárcel. No necesita hablar en este momento. Eso es lo que la fiscalía presenta en contra suya. All done, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Gamp.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Jairo Garcia is 36 years old. He has been in the Atlanta area for 3 years. He is married with 3 children, and their ages are 14, 12, and 10. His wife recently obtained employment in the Atlanta area, and his children are all in school. Therefore, he has community ties. He completed elementary school and is now currently employed as a maintenance worker at Pritchard. He has been in that position for the past 2 months. We are requesting a bond of no more than $500, given Mr. Garcia's lack of convictions for violence. Furthermore, he is not a flight risk. He has significant ties to the community, and we did not hear about any failures to appear. I had the occasion to speak to his wife, Yesenia Cigarros, and she wants to continue having contact and to have him return to the marital home at 201 Northwood Drive. We are asking for a no violent contact order. And Your Honor, Mr. Garcia informs me that he pays all of the bills and his family relies heavily upon him for financial support. Thank you.
La abogada defensora que le ha sido asignada presenta el caso en frente al juez. Este es, su señoría, este es el señor Jairo García, tiene 36 años de edad, ha estado en el área de Atlanta por los últimos 3 años. Es casado, tiene 3 hijos de las edades de 14, 12 y 10 años de edad. El señor trabaja y los hijos, perdón, la esposa trabaja y los hijos van a la escuela. Tiene lazos en la comunidad, terminó la escuela, la primaria, y trabaja actualmente para Pritchard haciendo mantenimiento por los últimos 2 meses. Lo que su abogada defensora está pidiendo a esta corte, a este tribunal, es un bono de no más de $500, porque es la primera vez que tiene usted que ha sido cargado por violencia, por un delito con violencia. No es usted, no es un riesgo para fugarse, ya que tiene lazos en la comunidad. Aparte, la abogada presenta que ella habló con su esposa y que su esposa quiere que usted regrese a la casa de su matrimonio familiar de la 201 Northwood Drive, pero van a pedir una orden, que se le dé a usted una orden de no cometer violencia, y ella quiere que regrese porque usted obviamente es la persona encargada de pagar las cuentas y que ella depende de usted económicamente. Ella y su familia dependen de usted económicamente. Hold on, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right. It's going to be a $1,000 good bond, no further violent contact with Ms. Segardo, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
Y la sentencia del juez es un bono de fianza de $1,000, una orden de ningún contacto de violencia y otra orden de no alcohol, drogas o estupefacientes. Y esa es la sentencia del juez.
Ms. Gant, your client has his hand up.
At this time, I advise you not to speak. I will follow up with Ms. Yesenia regarding your bond conditions.
En este momento, su abogada le está aconsejando que no hable. Entonces, y que ella va a hablar con usted después de que ella hable con su esposa Yesenia y su hija sobre las condiciones de su fianza.
Okay. Good luck to you, Mr. Banos.
Eso es todo. Buena suerte, señor Baños.
Gracias.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Can we take the other Spanish-speaking person next, please?
What was his bond, Judge?
1,000 good.
Come on, sir.
This is Mr. Gervasio.
Yeah, this is position 13.
Okay. Okay. Good afternoon, Mr. Gervasio. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Señor Gervasio, buenas tardes. Mi nombre es, yo soy el juez Eric Morrow. Y estoy aquí, lo primero es que le quiero decir que su audiencia está siendo llevada a cabo por medio de Zoom para evitar el contagio del virus. ¿Está de acuerdo usted con continuar su audiencia por medio de Zoom? Yes, we are.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 22 CR 0012222C, driving under the influence of alcohol less safe, reckless driving, driving in circular zigzag course lane drags, and erratic lane change.
Buenas tardes. Usted está aquí bajo el caso 22CR001-222C. Tiene las siguientes acusaciones en contra suya. Uno es manejar bajo la influencia del alcohol, en inglés un DUI, por manejar por manejar en forma circular o en forma de zigzag y por cambio de carril inapropiado.
Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
This is his first arrest.
Y como su historial penal, este es su primer arresto.
Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, defendant was driving under the influence of alcohol on Holcomb Bridge Road and Alpharetta Highway.
En este caso, la persona estaba manejando bajo la influencia del alcohol sobre la Holcomb Bridge Road y Alpharetta Highway.
Black tread marks were found initially making a zigzag motion and continuing into a wide arching right turn.
Marcas de las llantas fueron encontradas en un movimiento como en zigzag y luego un medio círculo.
And then those tread marks were observed leaving the right lane and eventually leaving the roadway.
Eventualmente esas mismas huellas de las llantas salieron del carril derecho hacia la parte de afuera de la calle.
The skid marks continue onto the sidewalk and through the landscaping and the light pole.
Y las huellas de las llantas continúan sobre la vereda, en el pasto, hasta el poste de la luz.
Which resulted in a wreck of defendant's vehicle at the Chick-fil-A on 604 Holcomb Bridge Road, Roswell, Georgia.
Las cuales resultaron en un choque en el poste de Chick-fil-A en el 604 Holcomb Bridge Road en Roswell, Georgia.
Where defendant's vehicle was found up on the curb in the bushes next to the drive-thru.
Donde se le encontró su vehículo sobre la vereda en los arbustos cerca de donde se recoge la comida, el drive-thru.
The black tread marks were consistent with a power brake.
Las marcas de las llantas estaban coincidían con un freno de poder.
Which caused defendant to lose control of his vehicle and led to the wreck.
Lo que hizo que que usted pierda control de su vehículo y ocurre el choque.
Defendant had bloodshot eyes. He was swaying while standing. His breath smelled of alcohol, and he provided an inconsistent story to officers.
Usted tenía los ojos rojos de embriagado. Estaba haciendo vaivén mientras estaba parado. No podía pararse derecho. Y su aliento olía a alcohol y no le dio una historia coherente al agente de policía.
Your Honor, there is a current $5,000 surety bond, and the state requests the bond be increased to the following. As to count one, a $3,000 surety. Count two, $2,000 surety. Count three, $1,000 surety. And count four, $1,000 surety, totaling a $7,000 surety bond, along with a stay away from the Chick-fil-A on Holcomb Bridge Road and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Nothing further, Your Honor.
Lo que la fiscalía está pidiendo actualmente en este momento tiene un bono de fianza de $5,000. La fiscalía está pidiendo lo siguiente: por la acusación número 1, un bono de fianza de $3,000. Por la segunda acusación, un bono de fianza de $2,000. Por la tercera, $1,000. Y por la cuarta, un bono de fianza de otros $1,000, lo cual suma a un bono de fianza total de $7,000. Aparte de esos dos órdenes, la orden de no regresar y permanecer lejos del Chick-fil-A que está sobre la Holcomb Bridge Road, y el otro de no consumir ninguna bebida alcohólica, droga o tener ningún arma.
Una pregunta.
No ahorita, no puede hablar este momento. Go ahead.
Thank you. Can you hear me, Ms. Hope?
Yes, okay, I wasn't sure if you wanted me to start or not. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, yes, Your Honor. Mr. Gervaso Ramos is 19 years old, Your Honor, and as stated, has no criminal history. He has been in this country 2.5 years, which while he has his residence in Chicago, Your Honor, he has significant family ties here and an address here as well. He has 6 siblings who have been here for 15 years, ranging in age from 42, 38, 37, 35, 30, and 28. So he has ties here, of all of which who speak English, and he has an address here where his mail can be sent. He has been here visiting his family for over a month now and is going to be continuing to visit his family. He does construction, so as you know, that's an up and down, which gives him, significant times off where he can be down here visiting his family. So I'll go ahead and let her translate that at this point.
El señor Gervasio Ramos, y esta es su abogada defensora que está hablando ahora. El señor Gervasio Ramos tiene 19 años de edad, no tiene ningún historial de crimen. Ha estado en este país por 2 años y medio y tiene, aunque su residencia es en Chicago, tiene fuertes lazos aquí en esta área, en esta ciudad. Aquí viven sus hermanos, los cuales tienen las edades de 42, 38, 37, 35, 30 y 28 años de edad. Todos trabajan y todos están aquí. Ha estado visitando a sus hermanos por 1 mes y trabaja en construcción, lo cual le deja, como sube y baja ese trabajo, le da la oportunidad de venir de visita con sus familiares.
As to the charges in front of him, I read the police report, Your Honor, and I think it should be noted that the officer did not see this accident. He heard something, then turned around and saw the end result. So much of what he states as far as what he believes happened is just based on his observing some things in the road, okay, not what he actually saw.
Vale aclarar, su señoría, en este caso, el agente de policía no vio lo que sucedió. Él escuchó un choque, entonces lo que él vio básicamente fue el resultado final de eso, basado en lo que él pudo ver en la calle. Go ahead, Ms. Horn.
Also, Your Honor, it should be noted that while they're noting that he was swaying and things, much of that could have been due to the fact he had an accident. As far as everything else goes, as far as, field sobrieties and everything else, and in the inconsistent statement, while there was an interpreter there, someone who could speak Spanish, I suspect part of that was just the language barrier in him trying to explain. So based on that, Your Honor, he came here from Mexico, like I said, 2.5 years ago. In Mexico, he has an elementary school education, and he worked as a field hand. Here, he's been doing construction and he has significant family ties here. He has been approved for a pretrial bond, Your Honor, and I do believe he is deserving of the pretrial bond, given his age, his lack of criminal history. Exactly what happened here, we don't know, especially with the language barrier. So I do believe that he should be given a signature bond at this time.
Lo que estaba manejando de un lado al otro, aunque no hay, las pruebas de sobriedad, aunque hubo un intérprete ahí, quizás no pudo explicar bien. Viene de México, tiene una educación nada más de nivel de primaria y trabajaba en el campo. Aquí él trabaja en construcción y tiene lazos familiares en esta área. Él ha sido, no sabemos en sí qué es lo que sucedió esa noche, entonces él ha sido aprobado ahorita para recibir una fianza solamente con su firma.
Anything further, Ms. Hope?
No, that is it, Your Honor.
All right. For the DUI, $1,000 good. For the reckless, $1,000 good. For the other two charges, a $500 good each. Makes for a total of a $3,000 good. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond.
La sentencia del juez es un bono de fianza de, por el primer cargo, $1,000, por el segundo cargo, otros $1,000, y por los tercero y cuarto cargos, $500 cada uno, con un total de un bono de fianza de $3,000 y una orden de no consumir alcohol, no consumir drogas y no tener ninguna arma con usted. Todo esto durante el transcurso de la fianza y del bono.
Good luck to you, sir.
Buena suerte a usted, señor Gervasio Ramos.
Solo tenía una pregunta, ¿sí puedo manejando?
If he had a question?
We'll have to talk about it afterwards, when possibly we can talk separate. As you know, he has no way of contacting as his family took all his things at the site.
No tenemos, en este momento no podemos hablar, después nos comunicaremos con usted para ver qué pregunta tiene.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, that's fine.
All right. Thank you, Madam Interpreter. We appreciate it.
You're welcome, Your Honor. You have a wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye.
Courtroom 3, is that where we're going now?
Yes, Judge. We have position number 1, please.
Okay, Ms. Abner, I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 22 CR 001215A with discharge of a firearm near a public highway or street and simple battery family violence. And I also make note that this is a companion case to position 24, I believe. Is that correct?
It is.
Okay, you can go, Mr. Segura.
In this particular incident, it occurred on March the 6th, 2022 at apartment 275, 2980 Jonesboro, Atlanta. In this incident, the officers responded to the scene where the boyfriend victim, Kenneth Perryman, Kenneth spelled Kenneth, Perryman spelled Perriman, tried to retrieve his belongings from the apartment. At that point, the defendant attacked and started physical altercation with him. Later on, after the dispute with the victim, Mr. Perryman, the defendant discharged a firearm outside of her apartment adjacent to the street of Jonesboro Street Southeast. Because of as a result, we are recommending a $6,000 surety bond, $2,500 for simple battery, $3,500 for the gun discharge, no alcohol, drugs, and weapons, 1-day anger awareness, and no further contact with Kenneth Perryman. We're basing our recommendations on these facts, as well as extra focus on that she used a gun outside her window. That is all.
Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
No history, first arrest, recommended for pretrial.
Thank you. Ms. Gant?
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Brianna Abner is 31 years old. She is a long-term Atlanta resident. Your Honor, she is the mother of 3 small children, ages 2, 6, and 7. She is the primary caretaker and she is not receiving child support. Your Honor, I just want to clarify for the court, Ms. Abner resides at 2890 Jonesboro Road, apartment 275, and the complaining witness, Mr. Perriman, resides at apartment 367. So therefore, we are unopposed to a stay away at 367, at apartment 367 for that same 2890 Jonesboro, Georgia address. Ms. Abner also does not want to have any contact whatsoever with Mr. Perriman. Ms. Abner completed high school. She is currently studying to be a medical assistant at this time. She works whenever she is able to do so with her mom in a personal care services business. Your Honor, she does not have the means to pay any bond at this time, and given her lack of convictions for violence, I am requesting a signature bond, Your Honor. She denies the allegation. She states that she had informed Mr. Perriman that she wanted to break up. He in turn tried to contact her under the guise of providing a bed for some of the children. She states that he came to her residence, that he kicked the door in, and that she asked him to leave. She stated that she is afraid of him and that he had that she had been physically assaulted in the past and was very concerned about what he would do to her. She stated that he called her out of her name, he threatened to kill her, and also informed her that the only way that she would leave him would be in a box. She states that Mr. Perriman grabbed her, and that his brothers jumped in an attempt to break the fight up. However, no one was really coming to her aid, so her actions were all out of fear and in self-defense. And Your Honor, for these reasons, I am requesting a signature bond on my client's behalf. And again, we are unopposed to the orders for no contact and stay away at apartment 367. Thank you.
All right, for the discharge of a firearm, a $2,000 signature bond through pretrial. The battery, a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial, makes it a $5,000 signature bond through pretrial. 1-day anger awareness class, no further contact with Mr. Perriman, stay away from 367 apartment, no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Abner.
Position number 2 is next, Judge, please.
Okay. Pronounce your last name for me, ma'am.
Oriema, like Ori, then Emma.
Good afternoon, Ms. Oriema. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video? Yeah, you're on mute, courtroom 3. Courtroom 3.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
Yes, I understand. I agree.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 22 CR 001218H with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
First arrest, recommended for pretrial.
Mr. Segura?
The incident occurred on March 6, 2022 at 138 Canton Street, Alpharetta. In this instance, also responding to the scene, and in this case, the defendant got on top of the victim, the daughter, Lucy Hessinger. Lucy spelled Lucy, Hessinger spelled Hessinger. And she was swinging her hands, making contact, but her daughter was screaming to get her off of her. As such, the state is recommending a $3,000 signature bond, 1-day anger awareness, no further contact with Lucy Hessinger, and a stay away from an incident location. This is based on the facts, Your Honor. Thank you.
Ms. Gant?
Your Honor, we are unopposed to the $3,000 signature bond. However, we are opposed to the no further contact and stay away orders. The 138 Canton Street location in Alpharetta, Georgia is Ms. Oriema's residence. She owns that home, Your Honor. Miss Amy Oriema is 52 years old. She has been in the Atlanta area most of her adult life. She has 2 children, ages 15 and 17. The 17-year-old is the complaining witness in this case, minor LH. Your Honor, Ms. Ori Emma completed college. She has 2 bachelor's degrees, 1 in journalism and 1 in comparative English literature. She is gainfully employed as a marketing executive and at Micro Focus. Your Honor, the basis of my request for the no violent contact order is that this 17-year-old needs her mother. She needs her mother to be in contact. Ms. Ori Emma denies the allegations as stated. She states that she merely was acting in self-defense. She stated that her daughter had been having some problems with attending school. There is video, of course, that began after the minor child attacked Ms. Ori Emma. I had the occasion to speak with Mr. Douglas Hassinger. He is on the line now, and he would like to weigh in regarding his wish for contact. And I also had the occasion to speak with Ms. Lucy Hassinger. At this time, Your Honor, she says that she's thinking about contact. And I would appreciate if the court would hear from Mr. Hassinger regarding his wishes as well. Thank you.
Hassinger, if you will raise your right hand for me, do you swear from the testimony you're about to give before this court be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Okay, thank you. You can put your hand down. What would you like to tell the court?
Your Honor, by way of introduction, I should let you know that I am an attorney. Obviously, not in this situation. Once upon a time, I have actually been Ms. Ori Emma's attorney in a domestic matter. I'm a family law attorney. I have known Amy since college, we'll say. I am the father of the 2 minor children involved, and they are currently at my home and under my care and control. For today's purposes, I understand that Ms. Ori Emma has no objection to the signature bond. Forgive me if I'm using the incorrect phrasing. I'm used to civil court, but as evidence, she's a homeowner. She's been in Atlanta forever. She's certainly passes, she's no flight risk whatsoever. She has no priors, all that kind of good stuff, and significant ties in the community. The reason that I think the bond should include no violent contact is while both children are at my house and whatnot, whether it be through counseling or whatever it may be, I think both Ms. Ori Emma and I agree that whatever it is that gave rise to this incident and whatever happens in the future of this particular case, I think we both like to get to the bottom of it, and we may very well need the assistance of counselors and that sort of thing. I would think a no contact would be prohibitive of that. And I think what would be more appropriate would be the OR bond or signature bond and no violent contact, such that anything that needs to be worked out can be worked out. And of course, Your Honor, if I may, if a further court order is needed for some bizarre, unforeseen reason, that's what the Fulton County Family Division is for.
All right. Anything further, counsel?
Nothing further from the defense, Your Honor.
If not, a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial, 1-day anger awareness class, no further violent contact with Lucy Hassinger, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. All right, good luck to you, ma'am. You also, Mr. Hassinger.
Thank you, Your Honor. That concludes my business. May I be excused?
Yes, have a good afternoon. Thank you.
You too, sir.
I'm sorry, Judge. What was our bond again? I'm sorry.
That's fine. It's a $3,000 signature bond through pretrial.
Okay, thank you. Judge, I have position number 14. Ms. Hightower, next please.
Hey, how you doing, Judge Morrow?
I'm doing fine, Ms. Hightower. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation calendar that we're conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Yes, okay. Ms. Hightower, you've been charged in case 22 CR 001224G with criminal trespass. Is there a history? Ms. Roberts?
5 cycles. Last arrest was October of 2021 for theft by taking. That appears to be an open case, an open pretrial case, 21 CR 005585G. And we're going to surrender that bond. She had a 2015 conviction for battery and nothing further.
All right, Ms. Mitchell.
Yes, Your Honor, yesterday, the defendant returned to Johnny's store on 911 Joseph E. Boone Boulevard, Atlanta, Georgia. The defendant was previously given a criminal trespass warning on November 5th of 2021 at the same location for causing problems at said store. The defendant has also shoplifted at that store. Your Honor, there is a current $2,000 surety bond on this case, and the state requests that the bond remain the same with the condition of no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Your Honor, the defendant had a $2,000 signature bond on her open theft by taking case on October of last year. So that's going to be the basis of our recommendation, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Hightower is 29 years old, Your Honor. And while she doesn't have higher education, she does do hair work. And so therefore her income, especially it's very spotty right now, so she doesn't really have a significant income to make any type of bond. As it goes with this case, what I would like to note is that she has very little criminal history here. She's got the 2021 theft by taking, which is opened. So she is not yet to be convicted of that. It has nothing related to this particular store or anything. And while the store owner claims that she's a problem and she steals and things, she's never reported. She's never been, charged with anything from that store other than she was asked 4 months ago, given a criminal trespass warning, Your Honor. Other than that, there's just the 2015 battery, which is now 7 years old. So, Your Honor, she's not a danger to community. She's lived here all of her life. And what's important to note about that day is that day, yesterday, Your Honor, her father passed away. She got the call from a friend. She has family outside of Atlanta. She got the call from a friend that her father had passed away. And so just out of whatever, she needed to get something to eat. So she just went over to that store. She had forgotten about the criminal trespass charge warning that had been 4 months ago, Your Honor. Based on the report, she didn't create a problem. She didn't do anything other than show up. The owner said she wasn't disruptive or anything of that nature. When the police came, she surrendered. So at this point, given the fact that she's all going to lose her one bond already, she probably can't make any of these. I would request a signature bond in this case, given the circumstances of this, that even though she did violate the criminal trespass that was given 4 months ago, and given the situation with her father passing, I don't think she probably even remembered that. She just kind of went on autopilot over there to get something to eat, and that was it. So we are asking for a signature bond in this case.
All right, it's going to be a $2,000 signature bond through the jail. Stay away from Johnny's store. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while on bond. Ms. Hightower, I'm sorry about your loss.
Thank you.
Right, good luck to you.
You good done, Ms. Hightower.
Thank y'all.
All right. Who do we have next?
Position number 19, please, Judge.
Okay. Good afternoon, Ms. Laws. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 22-00123333J with driving under the influence of alcohol. Concentration is 0.08 or more. Operating without lights, and driving under the influence of alcohol less safe. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts? Ms. Roberts?
No criminal history.
Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor. In this case, defendant was seen driving without her headlights on Hill Street and Myrtle Street, Atlanta, Georgia. When conducting the traffic stop, officers could detect odor of alcohol coming from the defendant. The defendant admitted to having 2 drinks in the past hour. The defendant couldn't perform the walk and turn test in the one one leg stand test successfully. The defendant's BAC level was at a 0.16. The state's bond recommendation as to count one is going to be $2,000 surety, count two, $1,000 surety, and count three, $2,000 signature. So it'll be a split bond recommendation totaling a $3,000 surety bond and $2,000 signature bond, along with conditions of no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Nothing further, Your Honor.
So,
yes, Your Honor, I think the also note for the court, Your Honor, that she has no criminal history and has been approved for pretrial release, Your Honor. Ms. Laws is 43 years old and has not been arrested. This is her first arrest in 43 years, Your Honor. So she has no criminal history. She has significant family ties here, Your Honor. She is married for 20 years. She has children, 14 and 17 years old. She graduated from high school in Winder, Georgia, from Winder Borough. She also attended UGA for a number of years, trying to get a degree in psychology. For the bulk of her life, she's been a stay-at-home mom. She did suffer a physical issue and a physical problem that resulted in some memory issues as well as some physical issues, but she has been restored and now has ventured out of the house since she has a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old to having her first job in a number of years at CVS retail store, Your Honor. She has significant family ties here, Your Honor. And this is her first arrest, so I don't see any reason why she should not be granted a signature bond for all charges involved.
all right, for each of the DUIs, a $2,000 signature bond. For the lights, a $1,000 signature bond. That makes a total of a $5,000 signature bond through the jail. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Good luck to you, Ms. Laws.
Thank you.
Are we complete in courtroom 3?
Yes, Judge, we're done. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see, who do we have in courtroom 2?
This is position 15, Mr. Jackman.
All right. Good afternoon, Mr. Jackman. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we're doing by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Okay, your position 15 and 16. Position 15, you've been charged in case 22 CR 001225F with battery family violence, and in case 22 CR 001226F with simple battery family violence. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
17 cycles. Last arrest was November 3rd, 2021 for possession of cocaine. That's an open case. It's a pretrial case, 21 CP 204261. So we're going to surrender that bond. He has 2 FTAs in his history. He has a 2021 conviction for possession of cocaine out of DeKalb County, a 2018 conviction for possession of cocaine and misdemeanor marijuana possession of marijuana out of Cobb County, a 2015 carrying deadly weapon to or at a public gathering conviction out of DeKalb County. Disorderly conduct conviction, and I'm sorry, that was the first offender. Nothing further to add.
Ms. Mitchell?
Yes, Your Honor. Are we handling both cases or just the first one?
Let's handle both at the same time. So
Okay.
give me the facts of the first one, then we can move on to the second.
Okay. As to position 15 for the battery family violence on December 27th of 2021, the defendant battered Miss Samisha, spelled SAMIISHA Johnson, who is his girlfriend and other person living in the same household, by grabbing and biting her, causing a laceration on her left thumb. It started with a verbal dispute about the cleanliness of their apartment. As to the position 16, the simple battery case, on January 30th of 2022, the defendant pushed Ms. Johnson during a verbal dispute that caused her to lose her balance and fall to the floor. The state's bond recommendation as to the battery family violence is going to be a $3,000 surety bond. And as to the simple battery, it's also going to be a $3,000 surety bond with the same conditions of no further contact with Ms. Johnson, stay away from the address 2025 Peachtree Road Northeast, Unit 102, Atlanta, Georgia, which is the location that occurred in both cases, a one-day anger awareness course, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. We are concerned that the defendant is a risk of reoffending. He is a convicted felon with several felony drug convictions with a pending case from 2021 for possession of cocaine, where he was given a signature bond. The defendant also has 2 convictions of carrying a deadly weapon and 1 conviction of a gang-related activity. The defendant also battered Ms. Johnson in December of 2021, and then a month later battered her again. So we are concerned there. We are also concerned that defendant is a flight risk. Based on our records, he has 6 FTAs and 4 probation violations with his prior First Offender Act revoked. So that's going to be the basis of our recommendation, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Hogue?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Jackman Sutherland is 31 years old, Your Honor, and he has a high school education as well as he did some time at Gwinnett Tech and did a trade school where he got his master barber. He has also done some at Atlanta International, taken business courses. He is currently working at Kura Revolving Sushi Bar as a sous chef, Your Honor. While he is a sous chef there, it is a limited, he only makes $10 an hour plus tips, so he has a very limited income at this time. I would like to note that as far as his criminal history goes, yes, he does have, felony convictions for possession of drugs. And there's the 2015, which is now going on 7 years old, for carrying a weapon, Your Honor. So that one is 7 years old, and the other convictions are relating to drug convictions, Your Honor, and nothing relating to the current person. I'd also like to note that there are 2 cases here, one from 12/27 and one from 1/30. Now, they have been together continuously during this time, Your Honor. It wasn't like they weren't living together or being together. He had no idea that these warrants were even taken. She always manages that. Gone, she reports it to the police. He comes back and she doesn't tell him that she's done anything or reported something to the police. So that is the case in both of here, the one from 12/27, and then of course on 1/30, again, he's not there. She doesn't report the police, but doesn't say anything to him. He sees her regularly throughout this entire time, not even knowing that there's warrants out for him. He only found out about it when they actually came out to the house now and actually executed the warrants, which is now going on about a month and a half later of the incident itself. So I would like to make that note there that while there have been 2 incidents, Your Honor, they've also been reported while he is not around, but he is then in her life continuously. As far as that goes, most of these revolve around the child that they do share and issues relating to his rights. So he is looking to now go through the legitimation process so he can exercise his parental rights as a father. As far as a stay away and no further contact, he absolutely has no problem with any of that. He wants no longer any contact with her, as she has not exactly been forthright with him about having taken out these warrants in the first place. As far as the child goes, he has no problem with a third-party transfer as well, Your Honor. So as far as all that goes, that is not a problem. We'd only want a one-time, where you go over and pick things up. So one-time escort to pick anything up that he might still have there. He has, like I said, he has a consistent job. He has significant ties here. He's been in Georgia all of his life, Your Honor. He's also suffered from some mental issues since 2014. He's been diagnosed and he has consistently stayed on his medication and consistently sought and kept up with the help relating to that, which is also, he needs to pick up that medication now, which is not with him at the jail. So, Your Honor, while I understand that a signature bond is questionable in this case, I don't think it's possibly unwarranted, but I would ask if the signature is not possible, then given his limited financial situation, the fact that he has no wish for contact, this is revolving around his rights and the nature of these, that the bond be set as low as possible, no greater than $500 or $1,000 per charge.
All right, so it's going to be $1,000 good bond per charge. No further contact with Ms. Johnson. Stay away from the 2025 Peachtree Road number 102 address. He can go back there on one occasion with law enforcement to retrieve any belongings that he may have there. There'll be a third-party transfer of the child, and no drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. All right, good luck to you, Mr. Jackman Sutherland. Your client has his hand up, Miss.
Mr. Jackman, if you have any questions, we'll address them later on. I advise you not to speak in court right now.
What is that?
10%.
Oh, 10%.
Next, we have position 25, Mr. how do you say it?
Salvatore.
Salvatore.
Good afternoon.
Judge Morrow. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you, Mr. Salvatore.
Good day.
Thank you. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar. We're conducting this calendar by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. You agree to have your case heard by video?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 22 CR 001242B with simple assault, criminal trespass, and damage to property, theft by taking, and willful obstruction of a law enforcement officer. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
8 cycles. Last arrest June 15, 2021 for criminal trespass. That case appears to be open. 21 CR 002868B. Appears to have another open case for failure to obey traffic signs, signal and marks, failure to maintain lane or improper lane change, failure to yield right of way to an emergency vehicle, driving while license suspended or revoked, and DUI. 21 CR 004117B. Appears to be on probation out of Gwinnett County for driving while license suspended or revoked. Disposition was June 29, 2021, 12 months probation. Had 1 FTA from 2017, a 2018 conviction for DUI and driving while license suspended or revoked out of Forsyth County. A 2012 criminal damage to property conviction, 2016 DUI conviction, 2016 DUI conviction, 2009 theft by shoplifting conviction. Nothing further to add.
Ms. Webb?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place on March the 5th, where Alpharetta Police Department responded to a domestic dispute call and were met with Miss Jamie Cotty. That's Jamie, Jaymie, Cotty, Catti. Cotty informed the officers that they were hurt and the defendant were in an argument when the defendant became upset with her and began throwing and breaking items in the home. The defendant took her cell phone and car keys and then threw them over the second floor balcony. And he then later recovered them and told Ms. Cotty that if she wanted them back from him, that she would have to have a conversation with him first. When the responding officers attempted to speak to the defendant, he refused to come to the door. And he additionally barricaded himself in the residence and refused to come out, despite the officers' commands to come out of the home, Your Honor. For those reasons, the state is recommending a $1,500 surety bond for simple assault, $1,000 surety for obstruction, $1,000 surety for theft by taking, and $2,000 surety for a criminal trespass, totaling $5,500 surety. No further contact with Ms. Jamie Cotty. Stay away from the incident location at 20 Sweetberry Court, that's Sweetberry, common spelling, Alpharetta, Georgia. No alcohol, drugs, or weapons, and 1-day anger awareness. Your Honor, the state is concerned with risk of reoffending in this case, as the defendant does have a previous criminal damage to property conviction, and he also has that open case out of Alpharetta that you heard from pretrial for criminal trespass. Additionally, Your Honor, our office was able to make contact with Ms. Cotty, and she informed us that she called the police for them to assist her with locating her cell phone, but we are concerned with the level of violence that the defendant displayed towards Ms. Cotty, and we're concerned with witness intimidation because the victim also stated that this incident stemmed from an evening of drinking, and as you've heard from pretrial, the defendant does have several DUI convictions, and the state is concerned that when alcohol is in the mix that he has a tendency to resort towards violence. And lastly, Your Honor, we do believe that he is a possible flight risk as he has an FTA. I have it from Fulton for 2014, 2016, and Forsyth for 2017, Your Honor. Nothing further.
Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. He is 37 years old, and actually Ms. Cotty and Mr. Salvatore, they are neighbors, and also they have been dating for the last 3 months. He has been born here in Georgia. He's been here about 21 years here in Georgia, and he has his daughter, 11 years old daughter, his mother, his sister are all here. And not only that, he is gainfully employed at GM European Car Shop as a repair mechanic. He has been working there about 15 years. He has a really solid job. He graduated from high school. He went to Chattahoochee Technology School for Master of Technology technicians for repairing the cars. And he is actually, this is completely overblown incident. It was simply Miss Caddy who I spoke today. She misplaced her iPhone, Android phone, OnePlus Android phone, and he did not take it. They were both a little bit drunken, and Miss Caddy just couldn't find it. And that was the main reason that he was assumed to have a theft, but he did not steal any of this. So we believe that he's innocent, and we would like to request for $5,000 signature bond. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, so it's going to be a $500 good bond for each charge, making it a total of a $2,000 good bond. No further contact with Ms. Caddy. Stay away from Ms. Caddy's residence. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. All right, your client has his hand up.
I actually have a question for Your Honor, if you don't mind.
You have a right to remain. You have a right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you.
Okay, that's fine. It's kind of important. My girlfriend, which is Jamie Caddy's my neighbor. So how would I stay away from her residence if she literally lives upstairs from me? That's the only question I have.
I would like to speak.
Okay, ma'am. Who are you, ma'am?
I'm Jamie Caddy.
Okay, so raise your right hand for me, Ms. Caddy. You swear from the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yeah.
Okay, you can put your hand down. You two don't live together, do you?
No.
Okay, so that's how you'd stay away, Mr. Salvatierra. If you don't live together, then I'm not keeping you away from your own residence. I'm keeping you away from her residence.
I appreciate that, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, so does that answer your question?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, go ahead, Ms. Caddy.
Your Honor, I would like to express, I feel like this was a huge misunderstanding. Honestly, that day, yes, we both were drinking, we argued with each other, but the reason why I called the police was because I misplaced my phone and my keys. Yes, I was drunk. I thought maybe he took it. I figured I did not want to escalate the situation even more. So I figured, okay, let me call the police and just see, can they just ask him, do you have this phone? So they eventually come over, my apartment, it is a little bit of a mess. Nothing is broken in my apartment. And yes, there's food everywhere, but I'm responsible. I totally take responsibility for arguing and making a mess as well. So he never touched me. He never trespassed. He was always welcome into my home. He is the one who left my property, and I felt like he took my belongings, which in the end, I eventually found them. I found my keys in my closet, and then I found my phone, which I'm talking on right now. So I feel like, this whole situation was totally blown out of proportion. Once the cops went there, they manufactured, I feel like, the charges, just seeing the environment, which it was just, I feel so horrible that I put him in this position just to ask for my cell phone back. And if I were to have just maybe calmed down a little bit, I was drunk, I was angry, this wouldn't have escalated to this point. And he had all these charges on him, which respectfully, I don't believe he should, because he did not touch me. He did not trespass, and I clearly have my own items. So I'm not scared of him. I've never been intimidated by him. I just feel so horrible that he's in this position. And I just ask that you please reconsider, the charges that you have against him right now.
Okay, well, that'll be up for the solicitor's office down the road, Ms. Caddy. So this is just a bond hearing this afternoon, and We've already pronounced what the bond's going to be in the case.
Your Honor, considering this new testimony, is there a way we can do a signature bond, or I'm just asking, just to.
Yeah, I've taken into account everything, Mrs. Albert. My bond order is going to stand at this point.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Good luck to you all.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
All right, who do we have next?
Position 28, Wilcox.
Good afternoon, Mr. Wilcox. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the State Court Expedited Accusation Calendar that we are conducting by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Thank you. You've been charged in case 22 CR 001235F of criminal trespass. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
Yes, he has 80 cycles. Last arrest was August 25th of last year for a FTA. He currently has an open case for criminal damage to property, 20 CP 195262. That is a pretrial case, so we're going to surrender that bond. He also appears to have an open case for a simple assault. That arrest date was August 1st of 2020. He has had at least 10 criminal trespass convictions since 2009. Disorderly conduct conviction in 2019 and 2011. A robbery conviction in 2015 and 2010, a terroristic threats conviction in 2016, possession of cocaine conviction in 2011, simple battery conviction in 2013, aggravated assault conviction in 2006. He's had 4 FTAs in the last 10 years that I counted. And then I stopped at 2006, but it was still 35 more cycles if you want me to go.
No, you're fine. Thank you, Ms.
Okay.
Roberts. Ms. Webb?
Yes, Your Honor. This incident took place on March the 1st, where the defendant was caught trespassing at the Chevron gas station located at 923 Lee Street. Upon Atlanta PD's arrival, they made contact with Mr. Wilcox. And actually, Mr. Wilcox had just been issued a stay away from that Chevron by the property management on February 28th, 2002. The management at that gas station, Your Honor, did inform the officers yet again that he returned to that location and was harassing the staff as well as customers and patrons at the property, Your Honor. As you've heard for pretrial, the defendant does have those previous several trespass convictions, Your Honor. And for those reasons, the state is recommending the $2,500 surety, a stay away from that incident location at 923 Lee Street, Atlanta. No further contact with the employees or staff at that location, as there has been previous run-ins, Your Honor, and no alcohol, drugs, or weapons out on bond. Your Honor, it's nothing further.
Ms. Kim?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Wilcox is 52 years old. And the ultimate concern that we have is he is residentially challenged. He has been homeless more than a year. He does not have a phone. So I requested social worker services for him, and Mr. Jamal Harris, social worker coordinator, is working to help him out. And he's from South Georgia. He has been here in Georgia for 52 years. He has no family. He does not have a job since it has been more than a year that he has ever worked. He's not really able to work because of his physical condition as well. And he has 10th grade education. I think what is more helpful is for him to have some kind of housing program so he does not have to trespass anymore. Thank you, Your Honor. I would like to ask for a signature bond because there's no way that he will be able to pay for any kind of bond at this point. Maximum $500 good bond, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, $500 good bond. Stay away from the Chevron at 923 Lee Street. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. He'll see me again, Ms. Kim, if he doesn't get out on March 22nd. And at that time, if you have the social worker assist him with housing, that if he's still in, that would help at the state all-purpose calendar, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
Good luck to you, Mr. Wilcox.
I have our last case, Judge. I do not have his information. What's your name? Have a seat, have a seat. Just tell them your name.
Victoriano Fernandez Flores.
I'm sorry, say it again for me, sir.
Victoriano Fernandez Flores.
Position number 9.
Okay. Mr. Flores, is that right?
Sí.
Yes,
sir.
Is this your client, Ms. Gant?
Yes, it is, Your Honor.
Okay, we don't need an interpreter?
During our interview, we completed it. He expressed understanding and stated that he did not need the services of an interpreter, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Flores, you've been charged with criminal trespass. We are handling this by video. Do you agree to handle your case by video?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Is there a history, Ms. Roberts?
I have a history. This is his first arrest.
Okay. Mr. Segura?
Okay, this incident occurred on March the 6th, 2022, where the officers responded to a scene at Kroger located at 590 Cascade Road, Southwest Atlanta. When officers arrived, they noted the defendant was on the premises of Kroger and the defendant was told by security and police to leave, but the defendant did not do so. As such, the state is recommending for the court to retain the $2,000 surety bond set by the judge and to stay away from that Kroger located at the incident location. Our recommendation is based on these facts, as well as the GCIC updated his arrest record recently. And in this, we find that he did commit, he's likely risk to recommit the same crime because he did commit criminal trespass in New York in 2013 and 2015. Alongside, we are concerned that he could be a flight risk because he is a citizen of Honduras. And based on his record, he had a 2010 alien removal in Texas, a 2017 alien inadmissibility in New York, and 2021 alien inadmissibility in Texas. Because of his extreme chance of him being a flight risk, we're concerned that he could leave the state if he's released on bond. Because this is the basis of our recommendations. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Victoriano Flores is 28 years old. He has been in the Atlanta area. He states that he relocated here from Dallas, Texas, and he plans to continue residing in Atlanta. At this time, Your Honor, he is residentially challenged, and I will be connecting him with the services of our social worker. We are unopposed to the stay away at 590 Cascade Road. He understands that he needs not return there, and he has no legitimate business purpose to return. He completed high school, and he is, Your Honor, unemployed. Therefore, he will not be able to pay anything toward bond. Therefore, I am requesting a signature bond. If Your Honor determines that he is ineligible, then the lowest bond possible. Thank you.
Oh, okay. And you can set them up with a social worker, Ms. Gant?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, $1,000 signature bond through the jail, stay away from Kroger at 590 Cascade Road, and no drugs, alcohol, weapons while out on bond.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, good luck to you, Mr. Flores. Okay, courtroom 2, there are a number of cases that, can you just tell us?
Yes, I was gonna review them.
Okay.
Position 4 is gonna be a reset due to quarantine.
And that's, which one is that? I'm sorry.
Position 4.
Okay, reset until tomorrow, so 3/8.
Also, position 8 is a reset.
Is that quarantine also?
No, he was just combative.
Okay, so we'll reset that to tomorrow, 3/8.
Position 23 is a reset.
3/8. What about position 20?
I don't have the calendar. What's the name?
Matt. Felisa Mack.
Hey, gentlemen, be quiet. Have a seat, sir. Have a seat. I'm sorry, what's the name?
Felisa Mack.
Oh, I'd have to ask my coworker when he gets back in.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Judge. She's right here in courtroom number 3. I apologize.
Okay. And so thank you, courtroom 2. I think we're done there.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow. Good afternoon, Ms. Mack. I'm Judge Eric Morrow. This is the state court expedited accusation calendar that we are holding by video to help prevent the spread of the virus. Do you agree to have your case heard by video?
Yes.
Ms. Mack, you've been charged in case 22 CR 001237F with criminal trespass and damage to property. Is there a history?
20 cycles, 17 out of Georgia, 3 out of Florida. Last arrest, January 1st of 2022 for theft by shoplifting out of DeKalb County. That case appears to be open. Appear to have an open case out of Fulton County for criminal damage to property in the 2nd degree. 20 CP 192312. 2019 violate family violence order conviction out of DeKalb. 2019 criminal trespass conviction out of DeKalb. 2011 misdemeanor marijuana possession conviction out of DeKalb. And a 2005 cocaine conviction out of Florida and 2 FTAs. And nothing further.
Thank you, Ms. Mitchell.
Yes, Your Honor, in this case, defendant took a baseball bat and shattered the front glass window of the USPS located on 575 Far Road, Atlanta, Georgia. The defendant admitted she did it for attention. Damage to said window is less than $500. There is a current $2,500 surety bond, and the state requests that the bond remain the same with a stay away from the USPS on Far Road, MHET being that we do have some MH concerns in this case, and no alcohol, drugs, and weapons. Your Honor, the defendant appears to have 5 open cases at this time, including the 2 theft by shoplifting cases in 2022 and 2021, disorderly conduct and public indecency case in 2020, a criminal trespass in 2020, and a criminal damage to property in 2020. The defendant also has criminal trespass convictions in 2019 and 2012. We also are concerned the defendant may be a flight risk, being that she does have 3 FTAs, 1 fugitive from justice, and 1 violation of a family violence order conviction. So that's going to be the basis, Your Honor.
Okay.
Ms. Kim?
Yes, Ms. Mack is 35 years old and she has a mailing address, but she does not have any physical address. She's residentially challenged and she has no alternative housing at this point. So I also sent out social worker services request for her as well. She has been here in Georgia for all her life. She does not have any family members. Not at all. No parents, no siblings, no children, and she has not been able to work for a long time. That's what she said. She doesn't know exactly how many years it has been. She has been homeless for more than 3 years. Even though she says she's not disabled, she is not physically well. She's interested in participating in a program, so I hope that social worker services will be beneficial to her. Thank you, Your Honor. So basically, the maximum bond she can possibly afford is a 0. So we would like to request for a signature bond.
It's going to be a $500 good bond. Stay away from the USPS on Far Road. No drugs, alcohol, or weapons while out on bond. Again, Ms. Kim, if the social worker sees her and she's still in custody at the SAP calendar on 3/22, then I'll revisit it at that time.
Thank you, Your Honor. Yes.
All right. I believe that completes the calendar. I have Ms. Bridgewater in court with me today, so as soon as she's ready, we'll go over the calendar.
Okay, good afternoon. The reset date for the SAP calendar is going to be March the 22nd. Position number 1 is reset further notice. with a $5,000 total SOB through pretrial. Position 2 is reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 3 is reset to the SAP calendar with a $1,000 good bond. Position 4 is being reset till tomorrow. Position 5 is reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 6 is reset further notice with a total $3,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 7 reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through the jail. Position 8 is being reset till tomorrow. Position 9 is reset further notice with a $1,000 SOB through the jail. Position 10 is reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 11 is reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 12 is reset to the SAP calendar with a $3,000 total good bond. Position 13 is being reset to the SAP calendar with a $3,000 total good bond. Position 14 is reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through the jail. Position 15 and 16 are both being reset to the SAP calendar, and they both have a $1,000 good bond. Position 17 is reset further notice with a total $2,000 SOB through the jail. Position 18 is reset to the SAP calendar with a $2,000 good bond. Position 19 is reset further notice with a total $5,000 SOB through the jail. Position 20 is reset to the SAP calendar with a $500 good bond. Position 21 is reset further notice with a $2,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 22 reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 23 is rescheduled for tomorrow. Position 24 is reset further notice with a $3,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 25 is reset to the SAP calendar with a $2,000 total good bond. Position 26 is reset to the SAP calendar with a $1,000 good bond. Position 27 reset further notice with a $1,000 SOB through pretrial. Position 28 reset to the SAP calendar with a $500 good bond. Position 29 reset to the SAP calendar with a $3,000 good bond. And position 30 reset further notice with a $2,000 total SOB through pretrial. Are there any questions, comments, or corrections? Or anything otherwise?
Okay.
Okay.
If not, you all have a good rest of your evening. Be safe out there. I know it's raining. Oh, I think it's raining.
It's pouring.
Oh, okay. We'll see you all tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.